Join us for a tale of betrayal and secrets in a world without gods, metal, and mercy. Welcome to ASUNDER.
Hello, 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 hello. As you watch me tunnel in, it's Paul, and I'm back again. And I have a lovely group of players with me this evening. Before we introduce them, I have some sponsors to go through because, you know, shilling is half the business. I've got Mophius, who sponsored this season, Evil Hat Production, 10 Star Games, Helmsgate, our great writer of this game, Adam Lawson. And then we also have Grinding Coffee and Dice Dungeons, and I'm really happy to have them here with us this evening. But I'm also super happy to have my players this evening, and I will let them introduce themselves. So,
I believe I am first. Hi, hello. My name is Jess. My pronouns are she and they. You can find me in most places online as go_JG unless they wouldn't let me have that name, and then maybe I'm Go Jess or something of that sort. Are we allowed to say a little bit about who we are? I'm playing Sylphie today. That's not a secret.
yeah.
It says it right here. And Sylphie's pronouns are she and her. I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell. Before we went live,
discuss the basis of your characters.
Okay, good. Okay, so
Yeah.
I was gonna say before we went live, I was checking with everyone that it would be okay that instead of an accent, I do this, which might give you a hint as to what I am playing. I am playing a new Gaian insect bonded child of Gaia, which means that I have some bug friends with me at all times. So that is, you know, perhaps a content warning for some of you, but I'll try and make it cute-ish. Maybe.
There we go. And next, ready to go? That's you, Darton. We're going clockwise.
It's me! I know directions! Hello! Tis I'm Darby, and I am going to, you can find me on Twitter as @DarbyPack. That is my real human name, except I'm just a possum in a skin suit. Today I'm playing, Rin, who is, she's light and flighty, and she's a sky dancer, perhaps, one might call her.
And not a Sundere.
And not a Cinderella, not at all. Maybe. I don't know. Her personality is probably going to shift very rapidly over the course of the first 5 minutes, so we'll see.
There we go. Next, I believe we have our Gigi.
Hey, I am Gigi, OMGG on Twitter. That O is with a 0. I am playing Cherie, our light cultist with no eyes. She's a little bit terrifying. She's got a whole lot of magic, and it's gonna be a problem at some point, probably. But that's kind of everyone else's problem. She'll be fine. She's sure she'll be fine. The light will save her. It always does.
Confidence through adversity. Nothing could possibly go wrong. And I believe we have our...
Could go wrong, but they just will happen to other people.
Okay. Next, I believe we have our Bog Witch, Marlo.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marlo. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Marlo Bogwitch. That's Bogwitch with 2 G's, which one of my friends always says is sort of like Snoop Dogg, but I can't really accept that because I'm not as cool as Snoop Dogg. I am playing Dara, who is a seafarer ravager. She just wrecks people's shit. That's what she does. That's kind of just the thing. Oh, and this friend here, this is her octopus. I haven't thought of a name yet, so I'm gonna be whenever I have to describe it in the show, you're gonna see me like randomly come up with something, and that'll be great. It'll be good.
Good time. Good time. And last but not least, I saved our youngest, our young blood for last, Spencer.
It would help if I unmuted myself. Hello! I am Spencer, or at SpencerDVA on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Amaranthus, who uses they, them. They are a new Gaian plant-bonded inventor. So basically, to put it into D&D terms, I am basically like a dryad artificer, and I'm super, super excited to play them because I like to try and come up with wacky things. So when I saw the inventor expert path, I thought it was cool. So here we are.
Great. So now that we know all the players, let's go ahead and set some things for our lovely game out there. See, I am never a big fan of starting at level 1, or in this case, in this game, level 0. So we sat down and had our lovely session 0. So I'm going to catch up the world on the backstory of our adventuring, folk. They decided that they wanted to find the truth, but the problem with finding truth is it takes resources, and resources aren't cheap. So they harnessed Cherie's amazing power to find the light and Marlowe's shady contacts to figure out how to harvest what's called glass in the world of Asunder. And that's when the light hits sand. Glass is really, really not on the up and up. It's kind of illegal. And our lovely adventuring band, along with 2 people that are no longer with them, found a way to harvest this and sell it for profit. Some fun, mostly profit. And this was going great for them until they made a great big deal. And this deal was with one of the most infamous pirates on the sea, Captain Leskin. Leskin met with them, got everything set up, and then, as pirates are known to do, double-crossed our group. And our group lost 2 of its members. One was Chris, the Wyvern Rider, who was a great lookout and our pirate and our Dara's partner, or one of them, because apparently she might have more than one. She hasn't decided how many partners she currently has. And they also lost Azul, who is Amaranthus's brother. They both were lost while protecting the group. One of them was cut down immediately, and one severed the vines holding the 2 ships together so our lovely group of adventurers could escape. These escaping adventurers proceeded to get back to land about a year ago, sell off their big shipment of glass, and kind of go their own ways for a while. And if people want to talk about where they went, they're happy to. If they don't, they can catch everybody up in character here shortly, because I'm about to set the scene of the reunion for our lovely group of adventurers. They come back to the city of Megalith. Megalith, in our lovely setting, is the only major port the seafarers hold. It's a giant city. If you're familiar with, several like hodgepodge pirate towns, it's a mixture of that, except think of it like Mandrapore meets a shanty town that overgrew. It is very much one of those situations where ships were lashed together and suddenly became buildings, and then other people grew on, and other groups moved on in. But as it grew bigger and bigger, everybody wanted a piece of it. So a lot of the cities in the mainland have effectively embassies and emissaries there. And one of the major attractions in Megalith is the arena. The arena is what you would imagine an arena to be. People fighting to the death, people fighting against crazy beasts, things going on. And the bar, because we're going to try to stay away from and we meet up at a tavern, and that's the origin, but we're still going to a bar, because that's where you go to pour out a drink for somebody and have one for your friends, is the High Star Bar. And its claim to fame is it's one of 3 bars in the area that has a rooftop that overlooks down into the arena. So if anybody remembers old baseball games where you could just people sit in apartments and watch baseball games without actually paying for them, it's very much that environment where people are up on the rooftops of these buildings watching down into the arena. And you guys can all either show up together at once, or you guys can figure out how you want to show up or describe how you enter the town. But you're there to meet back up after about a year of being apart. Some of you had stayed together and formed other more intimate bonds, or some of you have run across each other during that year of travel. So I will kick it off and let you all know that all basically decide this is the place to meet. There's some arena fighting going on in the background. Some people are seeing one another. Shuri gets stopped on the street and asked to bless people every once in a while because they're, light cultists in town, and suddenly they see her and freak out because there's a proto-light prophet. Is there anything anybody wants to do before they head in?
I think
Take that as a no.
I was gonna say, I think for Dara, like, you kind of see this sort of like really crummy little, like, tiny little boat sort of bobbing. It's parked at a like dock somewhere, and then all scattered across the deck are just like bottles, and just like it looks like whoever lived here hasn't picked up a trash bag and thrown anything away in like years. And you see like she kind of like rolls out of bed. You see like these two like boots land on the ground, and it kind of scrolls up this like short stocky woman's body, and she just like looks up, tries to like look and see what time it is, then like gets up, throws a coat on, and walks towards the bar. I think that's kind of the scene that I'd like to set for Dara.
There you go. So how are other folks arriving at the bar? Clearly our favorite captain has not taken the loss of one of her partners well.
I think Shree's probably following Ame constantly, just like a few steps behind, but it keeps getting further behind as she keeps getting stopped. And every time she gets stopped, she just kind of places a hand on someone and says, "May the light spare you." And then just keeps moving along. And that's just the same thing over and over. But Ame's hearing this sound quieter and quieter as she gets stopped again and again and again. For as they would enter, one thing that everyone would know is that prior to this year off, Shuri had normal eyes. She just had regular eyes, and now they've been completely replaced by glowing balls of light. There is no pupil, there is no iris, there is no visible eye. It is just a glowing ball floating in the socket. Probably be the biggest difference to everyone else.
Guess the world looks really bright to Shuri.
And
Yep.
I'll rant this after a while, because I'm sure eventually it almost sounds like Shree's out of earshot. We'll sort of just lean against one of the buildings and wait for her. The way I'm sort of flavoring how they look because of the new guy in plant bonding is like they've essentially gotten this green sort of tinted skin, and you can tell that some of the veins are basically just chlorophyll at this point, where you can almost see it with how dark green it is. And they're sort of wearing these vermilion and purple and gold colored robes. And they look a little bulky. That's just because they keep, they're one of those people that are kind of weird and keep their armor on like under the robes. Shree, we got a reunion to get to.
But they keep stopping me. It's their fault.
You know, you're allowed to say no.
Why would I do that?
Because I think we're on a
want the
bit of a
blessing
tight...
of the light. That's more important.
Fine. The others get mad at us. It's your fault.
That is
Shree's not at all bothered. Shree's not at all bothered by that. Like, if everyone's mad at her, she's not even going to notice. So she just continues doing exactly what she's doing, wandering through town very slowly, blessing anyone that asks.
There you go. How does Rin get into town and head toward the bar for us there, Darby?
I think Rin's wearing probably just like a very ostentatious outfit, like lots of pinks and greens and like ribbons and things, just like that will float really pretty if she sky dances. and if at some point there's like muck on the ground, she's just gonna and just sky dance over it, just jump over things that she doesn't want to step in, even though like jumping over it means she goes like 30 feet instead of 3. She's just going to bounce her way to where she's supposed to be, just like pirouetting and like doing a dance and things, and maybe dropping like a business card or some equivalent down on the ground.
Little business leaf for everybody out there.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
Here you
Sounds
go. You can hear
great.
da-da-da-da-da.
So it sounds like you're going to get there pretty good and probably run into our lovely captain. So I'll leave that to you here in a moment after we figure out how our selfie gets in here. Jess, how's that going to go down?
Well, Sylphie, God, my own name. Sylphie is already there. Sylphie is in the kitchen right now. She had to be snuck in the back because she's not super welcome always, coming around the front end of things, but is very, very appreciated for her knowledge and help. So you see this short, just almost wider than tall, just like kind of hunched over, long draping shawls, shuffle her way out of the kitchen and just yes, just shake those herbs on anything you need to taste. Soup, salad, rub it on your meat. Your food is very bland. Just add it on. It'll be so much better. Just trust me. It'll help.
Yeah. You also tell them to take the raisins out of the potato salad, correct?
Yeah. Get those mother raisins out of that salad.
Fair enough. Sounds good. All right, so we have Rin and Derry and Filthy, and they're all hanging out at the bar, and you guys can roleplay amongst yourselves for a while we're waiting for Cherie and Amma to arrive. It's been about a year since you've all seen each other. You probably have some stories to catch up on.
I think Sylphie would be very happy to approach Rin and would probably be actually admiring all the nice things that Rin is dressed in and like decorated in and everything like that, and would just be like, oh yes, this, oh, so lovely. Always, would you consider twirling for me?
Of course. And just does like a very ostentatious, more than one twirl, just like does like a big old spin, and then it's like big bell.
Oh, I love it every time.
Dara has walked up behind this situation and gets slapped in the face with a ribbon.
Probably several, because they're like twirling all like. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I should have expected it. First thing out the gate when we get back together, slapped in the face with ribbons. She sits down and it's like, beer.
Yeah. How many?
3. Y'all want anything?
3?
I'm good.
All right.
I'll have what she's having. Points to Dara.
So 6 beers?
6 beers.
Sounds
All right,
perfect.
we'll get that taken care of for you.
Starting the night off nice and easy, I see.
So it takes a few moments, but in about 2-3 minutes, the beers arrive. They put 6 beers out on the table for you, and you guys can get to drinking and hanging out as our duo, who's been stopped on the street to make all the blessings, slowly start to arrive.
Sorry we're late. Just turns and looks at Cherie.
Given that you can't tell exactly where she's looking, she's turned a little bit to face you and is just like big blank light staring right back at you, like,
You seem brighter, Shri.
huh?
You seem brighter since last we saw each other.
Yes, I found the light again. And then it blessed me with sight. I can see now. So
Some
much
people
better.
don't even find it once, and you found it twice already. Good for
Well,
you.
It found me once. I found it the second time.
Clearly, it was meant to be.
So it had to give you creepy eyes, huh? That's the deal.
Apparently
I don't think
so.
they're creepy. They see so much better. They're better eyes. I can see in the dark now. They're better.
If you say so.
Yeah, if you say so.
I do.
Okay.
She had to bless
you
many
walk-
people on her way here.
They kept asking.
I
So
told
as you
her
all
she
arrive,
was... Sorry.
it's cool. As you all arrive, the major domo lets you know that there is a table reserved for you on the roof. So if you guys want to watch the arena, they can have your beers moved up there, and you can also look down on what's going on inside the city. So I assume you guys want to move to the roof because it's a little bit more private and it lets you all watch what's happening. So it takes a little bit. There's a little bit of jostling. Once again, people do a mix of things because your group's very interesting and ragtag. One person totally recognizes Rin and talks Rin up about, oh my God, you're a sky and the sky dancing and all that type of things. Most of the people avoid our lovely bug new Guyan, but one of them, as they pass by, very clearly looks at you and gives you a nod, and you're pretty sure it's possibly another insect wielder. They seem to head out of the bar into the building next door. Again, people are in awe of Shuri and her lack of eyes, and there's much of this moments of some people want blessing and some people avoid Shuri like the plague. But you're shown up to effectively a nice table that has a reasonably decent view of the arena. What seems to be going on right now is people are testing their skill against some beasts. So it looks like there's a fairly large, liger-looking monster with 6-inch claws fighting somebody who's dodging and diving around and trying to make a good show of it for people. It would be like if it was a matador, except they didn't prepare the bull beforehand, so it's much, much more dangerous. The overlook of that looks down, and you guys can look out into the city and kind of see what's going on. Let me know if anybody wants to, look out into the city and see if they recognize, see, or want to interact with anything. But this is time for you all to catch up and, see what's been going on for the past year.
I think the whole time that we were walking up, Shri would have been at the back, and she absolutely would have been lifting Rin's ribbons and watching them fall and just messing with all her clothing from way behind her.
Rin's absolutely will sometimes just flick it out to make it easier for Shri to get one of them. It's just the more they're flowing it out, the more people pay attention and look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can look out into the city. You can see the other bar to the left that also has that particular situation going on where they can see out into the arena. And your understanding of the rumors is the other one is across the way, it's across the other side of the arena, and you can't really see it from here. But you're this is a real cheap and easy way to get not a good seat to the arena, but basically a free seat to the arena. It's very much that mindset. But yeah, the chairs are fairly comfy. The people go bustling by. Most people don't really pay that much attention to you. Every once in a while, somebody will kind of comment either about our lovely bug new Guyan, because it's noticeable, or the girl with no eyes, as the two standout people at our table. Unfortunately, they overshadow Rin just a little bit with their particular nuanced moments, but there is every once in a while somebody who recognizes Rin as an entertainer, and it looks like they might say something, but they're nope, super creepy people with her. I'm gonna not get near the creepy people because I don't know what to do when someone has no eyes. But yeah, you guys take the time to... Exactly, that was bad. Bunch. So I'm gonna hold the floor over to you guys for a little bit so you can discuss and catch up.
How close are other tables to our seats or patrolling stuff?
You would have to make like probably 10, 12 feet away, so you'd have to make a lot of noise or be really rambunctious to overcome kind of the situation. The tables aren't designed to be super private, but they're also not designed to be crammed bar, standing room only situation. It's clear this is much more of a VIP type situation when you're on the roof, being, designed for a bit more privacy, but also designed for the situation of, we want to make business here by renting out this particular space.
Yeah. As conversation goes, perhaps Rin is just listening for any interesting little oh, I heard so and so did this, just as we're just sitting and chatting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You hear about a couple of interesting people trading at the docks and how it's been a little bit busier than normal. And you can probably guess, because you have a criminal background and a criminal profession to go along with your lovely sky dancing profession, that they're discussing transitions that are less than legal if it were anywhere else in the continent. The advantage of being in your Mandracore pirate city is that things that are usually highly illegal are nobody really pays attention to them. The whole law enforcement in this place is somebody called the custodian, and his opinion is we're going to remain super neutral and I'm going to handle business. But each little fiefdom and kingdom that has, as I can talk all of a sudden, embassy type areas here does have their own laws. But the free trade in the port is very relaxed.
Just anything interesting that sounds like something I could repeat to someone later for more benefits to me. Just keeping track of quietly.
I mean, you can definitely tell that there's more supply and demand of usually more illicit materials than there normally has been based upon the conversations you're overhearing. But there's a lot of moving and shaking. You can't figure out exactly which illicit material they're moving a lot of, but there's a lot of movement in it, and it seems that people are coming off of stocks and supplies they've had for a little while.
Cool.
Anybody else looking to look or listen for specific things, or is it cool to let you all just role play for a little bit?
Amaranthus will sort of just look out towards the arena.
Yeah.
God, that's barbaric. Looks over to Dara. So, we haven't really seen each other in about a year. How have things been treating you?
Like shit.
Yeah. We both lost somebody that day.
Yeah. How have you been holding up?
Tree helps keep my mind off it every now and then, but you lose somebody that you grew up with, it's a little bit harder to shake off.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. I know I said it before, but I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
No, it was my fault.
I think it was all of our faults. We should have known better.
Yeah, I should have known better.
And
it doesn't get any easier. It hasn't gotten any easier. I'm really sorry.
And Ami doesn't really understand social interaction that well. So they just sort of awkwardly, but you can tell it's a little bit of a reassurance, sort of just pats your elbow. A lot of things went wrong that day. Even us getting out of there alive felt wrong.
Yeah. I ask myself every day why I got out and they didn't. Chris was a better person than all of us.
And Azure wasn't really sure how to fight, just knew how to cut things. He was...
But he did cut things well.
Yeah, he did. He did. He at least knew how to cut vines. Anyways, I should probably get alcohol, and I'll flag
There's
some sort of
some-
wait staff down.
There's so many drinks
What?
on this table.
Beer is awful, Shri. And just flags something the equivalent of like, oh god, something that's just a lot of hard liquor. Like,
Sure.
yeah,
Sure. How many rounds? One for everybody at the table, or just like 3 rounds for yourself?
just like 3 rounds for myself.
Excellent. This group loves 3s and they love rounds for themselves. So we'll get a round of 3,
Yeah.
just like gut rot style, bottom of the barrel vodka-esque equivalency.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
have it at the table for you.
give me them shots of Kamchatka, man. Like,
Yep.
Come shot guy. That's
Oh.
rough.
Yep.
the college students' vodka.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So those will arrive shortly. The barbaric action in the arena seems to have changed from a match between an animal and a beast to a very large man comes out and from the gist of what you're getting basically does an open challenge type situation to anybody who thinks they can defeat him. And proceeds to, the entertainment seems to be changing, and somebody who is very flighty, not dressed similar to Rin, but carries themselves like Rin, seems to accept this challenge, and they begin to go at it in a manner that involves lots of twisting and flipping and twirling, and a large man trying to smash a much smaller lady with an axe. It seems to be going on for a while. Jess, you, looking around the area and knowing your people, will also note that what appears to probably possibly 2 more insect individuals go into the building across the way, similar to where the location of the one you met in the stairwell went. And it seems to be going on in that particular direction. The roaring of the crowd, the excitement of this match, which seems to be going all sorts of places, and those of you who are know your combat are realizing what's slowly happening. This much smaller, faster opponent seems to be clipping down this much larger man by going after tendons, weak spots, wearing him out, wearing him down. And as the crowd, as the uproar and the excitement builds, she just cleaves his head clean off. And in that moment, I would like everyone to make an agility challenge.
Oh,
What that is in this game is you're basically rolling a d20, and you're adding your agility to it. And it basically means that, it's a base default challenge rating of 10. So you roll a d20, add your agility rating to it. And if you get 10 or higher, you pass, and we'll describe what happens from there.
ooh, boy.
14.
You are fine.
I got a solid 4, Paul.
All right.
Are we in the splash zone here? Is that what we're dodging?
You are about to be in the splash zone of something, but not what you think.
So you said we're adding our.
Me, what you just said there. That's
Yep.
concerning to me.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a 17. I rolled a 2.
You had the 7. You had the number past 10. So your agility -10 minus your agility would be your one you'd add to it. So it'd be 5. So it'd be a 7.
I got a 7 then.
It's the
That
bonus
sucks.
you're doing. Yep. Mhm.
My agility is 11, and I rolled a 17.
So again, 18, you're
Ooh.
fine. Marlo, what you got?
12.
You are fine. Those of you that did not pass, take 3 whole points of damage as
Ow.
the building next door erupts in what appears to be an explosion at the crescendo of what's going on. And you all, being former glass traders, recognize the work of yellow glass being detonated in the building next door. Some people go into a bit of a panic, others don't. What would you all like to do? I know some people might want to survey the situation that's going on, some people might want to go to the blast zone, but yeah.
I need to look up one of my things.
Sure.
Essentially, I'm going to use my plant talent of being able to make weapons and armor.
Mm-hmm.
I know it takes a few minutes, but
Sure.
and essentially, you're going to watch as these sort of like fungal spores start to gather around Amaranthus's body, and over the next few minutes, you watch as these sort of like hard fungal plates start to grow across their body. As I'm making just this nice little fungal armor for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll take a bit, but Amaranthus is definitely going to want to investigate that.
Sure. What are other people going to want to do? So Amaranthus grows some armor.
Rin goes up in the air, sky dancing.
Sure.
Whoop.
Look around. All right. Would you like to give me a perception roll, which again comes down to that like 10? Yep. So it's basically so whatever your perception is. If it's 10, it's 0. You add 0 to it. If it's plus, it's over 10, then you'd have the second digit there.
Okie dokie. Okay, I don't get any bonuses for that. Okay. That's just a flat 14.
You have informant as one of your criminal backgrounds, don't you?
I do.
You can go ahead and roll the d6 and add it to that as well as a boon because of your background as an informant.
That wasn't amazing. That was a 3.
Does that get you to 17?
Yeah.
So you, being an informant, notice a guy that stands out that seems to be scoping the building post-explosion. As somebody who professionally looks for information, that's something that stands out to you. Because a lot of people are in panic, some people look like they're trying to get help, some people are aghast. This guy looks like he's collecting information about what just happened. What's Suri looking to do?
I think seeing Amaranthus start building or start creating armor, Shri's gonna spend an action and create her chaos shard. So what looks like an iridescent dagger just appears in her hand, and she puts it in this little sheath at her side, just so it's there in case she needs it. And she is going to look at everyone else and just say, "They spent a lot of money to blow that up. There's probably a good reason." And she's running towards it.
Excellent. Right into the danger.
Yep.
All right. What is our other bug person doing, knowing that probably some of our compatriots were just caught in a very large explosion?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm kind of interested in going to where I saw the other insect bonded. Is that directly in the explosion, or is that like where?
So yes.
Yeah, I want to go investigate that. I want to know if they have anything to do with the source, or if they're harmed and need help.
Okay. And Marlo, what is our favorite pirate doing?
She
Favorite smuggler.
She kind of stands back and like looks around to make sure nobody's watching her, and she grabs a vial, a dark liquid, out of her pocket, pops the cork on it, and drops it in her beer like a Vegas bomb or whatever you call them, and then
like
chugs both
bomb?
the beer. Yeah, Irish car. Yeah. and Vegas, I was mixing them up. Anyway, she chugs it up and then throws the glass to the ground, grabs her weapon, her what did we say, cutlass, and her shield, and just like hops over to the other roof. I assume it's within hopping distance, right?
Yeah, you can hop for it. I'll let you roll on that here in a moment. You want to describe what your cutlass and shield look like for our audience out there?
Yeah, so the cutlass is basically, it's this just long white pointy, it's got like etching on the side, but it's a stingray stinger that someone has added like a cutlass handle to. So it's just like a pirate sword, but instead of it being like metal, it's a big long bone looking thing. And on her shield, it's like a big old like chitinous like armor looking sort of thing, but it's like a nautilus shell, so it's got the like circular sort of vibe to it. And she's like covered in this sort of like also like oyster shell type armor, so it's kind of white and weirdly pokey looking. And she's got long white hair that has little tentacles kind of draping around, and on top of her head is this little octopus. Octavia is the octopus's name I've come up with. And it's just kind of like kind of like pulsating as she just like goes to leap for it.
Sure. You can go ahead and give me that roll, that check, and I believe you get +2 boons for it because you juiced yourself. Which car bomb? So you get to add two. You get to roll a d20 and then roll 2d6 and take the better one to add, and add your strength bonus to that, which is going to be the number on the right side of your strength score. So I think you.
Yeah. So let's see, 7, 8, 9, and 5 is 14.
Oh yeah, you clear that because it's just a strength challenge with So our pirate just takes a running leap and clears like the big street gap between the two buildings and lands on the inside. You hit the roof and you kind of just fall through it because the building's not in the best shape internally, but you're definitely there. It's that crashing moment where you Hulk jump and you land on the other side of the roof and it crashes down under your weight. Inside is awful. I know people don't like, people are going to get so, but it's very much like if a bunch of needles went off inside a very enclosed environment. You all are familiar with this, having sold glass. This is what happens when you detonate yellow glass in like a closed environment. It's very damaging, it's very devastating, and it is designed to hurt people. And it looks like most of the inside of this bar was devastated by this. And there don't appear to be anyone to really do battle with, and it doesn't appear there's a lot of people in any sort of rescuable shape. There's people strewn about. When you arrive and start looking for your bug, do you release your swarm to help look for your compatriots, or you just being yourself right now?
If it's not like there's no one moving in here, right? Like
No, not
I would only release them if it's like, hey, there's not too many people around, and I'm specifically using them to like maybe look under fallen debris or such like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. So what you will find, looking under fallen debris and other things like that, you will find basically because you're specifically looking for the other insect giants, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you'll find fallen debris, and you'll find near the center of that, you'll find that they were very close to the epicenter of the blast. Knowing how this particular glass works, you find them, but what you find with them is what appears to be a large insect. And you, as another insect guy, and recognize this very quickly as an insect holding container backpack. It's basically like a large beetle that is sealed shut. You see it, and you notice it took part of the blast, but it has not been damaged or destroyed. It's still kind of alive. It's still kind of in the building. As you guys start coming up to the stairwell, you also see that the people who weren't part in the blast zone are trying to handle the building. So unless you're leaving across, Shuri and Am are having to fight their way through the crowd trying to get out. And that's pain in the butt, but you're slowly getting your way through it. Rin will notice the man that she spotted in the area. As the crowd starts to dissipate, he starts to move around to what appears to be what you consider would probably be the back of the building. Like he might be looking to sneak his way in. You have this look like you would like to do something.
Rin is like, this person is suspicious. She's while sky dancing, is there a way to just like, she just wants to like observe what he's doing?
So you're just kind of leaping around and hanging out on objects, basically, trying to stay above him, so hoping he doesn't look up. Okay. Give me an agility test with 2 boons, because you're sky dancing right now, and you're just trying to remain out of his line of sight, but observe him in a way that's aerial.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you get +5. It's going to be your d20 plus +5 plus the better of the 2 d6s you roll.
Okay. D20. 17.
Oh yeah.
5.
22.
Plus 4?
Oh yeah, 26. Yeah, no, you find a way to angle yourself amongst the buildings around the area so that you're keeping him in your line of view, but he can't really see you unless he were to be able to look directly at you. You're going to notice that he's kind of making his way into the back of the building, like he scouted this building before, and he's making his way up into the building from an extra side entrance. And that's kind of what's happening. He looks like he's trying to be super sneaky, but you definitely have the drop on him.
Can I just drop onto him?
If you would like, you could definitely do that. That is an option. You're not going to wait for him to get inside the building, you're just going to drop on him before he gets in there?
I want to see if there's a window maybe I can just, like, grasp onto the side.
If you try to move into the building that he's moving into, you can easily get in because there are parts of the wall missing. You could leap through any, like, this place has been rocked by an explosion. You can easily leap into, like, the 2nd or 3rd story because it looks like that's probably where the blast originated from.
Yeah.
And that is that.
Chaos Brain says just drop on top of him. I think Rin will try to drop into the building somewhere and like hide around a corner to see where in the building he goes.
Not a problem. You can pretty easily do that. So yeah, our lovely, very angry pirate captain is now in the area. Are you just throwing debris out of the way and just knocking things over as you go? Okay.
Yeah, like I really wanted to fight somebody. I'm mad that I didn't stick my landing because I was looking badass, but then I didn't stick my landing, so now I'm mad about that. So I'm just kind of tossing stuff out of the way, trying to see if there's anybody that I can try to save, and knowing that I probably can't given how bad that blast was, but also, you know, kind of angry because I'm not finding anybody to fight either, and I'm all raged up. So
sure,
that's where we're at.
So you're juggernauting your way through, making this place, leaving new holes in a place that just had a bunch of new holes put in. You see Rin like leap through like the building, like a floor above you. Like Rin leaps and lands, and you basically are knocking things over. You get to where your compatriot's insect swarm is, and there's these 3 bodies that are pretty mangled in this insect carrying capacity as your rest of your party moves up through the more. Those of you who are moving on through the 1st floor, if you want to give me a perception roll to see if you spot this guy trying to be sneaky.
Ooh, my perception's good.
Ooh, mine is not good, but I rolled a 19, baby.
All right.
14 for me.
All right. So while you guys are like moving your way through, you can easily hear that your captain is mad and knocking over walls and moving things out of her way with ease. You see, Shuri definitely sees this. Emma is very, maybe like, I swear I saw movement in the corner. Shuri, with her light eyes, let her see in the dark and all the other things, very clearly sees somebody trying to duck behind a corner out of sight, and try to avoid being seen. You also will notice the pitter-pattering footsteps of Rin like landing into the side of the building, swarm that's moving about on the floor, where our captain has just gotten to. So what would you all like to do? Because we're at that weird situation where there could be some combat here in a moment, or we could try to negotiate, or we could try to talk, but we're not really sure.
I think at this point, Shree's the only one that sees this person. Well, I get in Ren. Ren kind of knows where they are.
Shuri and Ren are very aware of this sneaky guy.
Yeah, I don't know if Shuri actually knows what to do here, because she's like, wait, like the captain hasn't said what the captain's doing, and the captain's in charge. That's how this works when we're together.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just kind of standing there awkwardly and just like points him out. She just like holds out her hand and just points directly where he is. There's someone behind there.
Ame will just sort of pull out their whip and just snaps it to try and like spook this guy to get him to come out.
So he comes around the corner, and his arm, like he's wearing a long robe to a degree, his arm's kind of leveled at you, and you can assume there's probably a weapon at the end of that. And he's like, he looks a little bit like, who are you and what are you doing here? And he's like, can I help you?
Can we help you?
Maybe.
Why are you?
Why are you here? I'm here to see what happened here. It was very suspicious when the building exploded.
Is there the equivalent of an insight check in this system?
That voice is setting off some red flags, man. Like,
yeah. What? How do I make an insight check?
Will. It would be Will versus Will.
Ooh.
So.
All right. We'll see how that.
Oh, Darby.
Okay. So if my will is say a 9, do I subtract 1 from my roll?
You would subtract 1.
I have +1, so that's a 15 for me.
I also rolled a
totally
15.
lying.
I rolled a 16, but -1.
Yeah.
She's not checking him because she's taking it completely at face value, even though she's really high will.
He is being shady and kind of lying. Rin, with your perception, when he levels his hand, and like he starts to pull it back, he starts to pull his robe back a bit, basically revealing that he has a spitter. On his hand, he's wearing a ring. You recognize it as a ring of the Kingfisher Society.
Mother. Whoa. Can Rin sneak up behind him and put her thorn spitter against his against the back of his head?
Sure, if you want to give me an agility roll to see if you can sneak around the guy.
Yeah.
If I see Rin sneaking, can I cast Distort Time on this guy?
You
Try and help
can.
her out?
Guess what?
Distort Time, baby. Yeah. I am pure freaking magic until the very moment I explode. Okay, so it is
1 hour into session 1, Shri explodes.
It's not yet, thankfully. A will attack with 1 boon against the target's strength. Or let's see. Will attack roll with 1 boon against target strength, yes.
Correct. So your target number is 11, because that's what his strength is. Are you looking to push it at all or no?
Let's see. So he becomes slowed. Let me double check what impaired is. I just want to make sure that I know exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, if I push it, that's what he gets, is impaired for the duration as well.
You can push
so
him all the way up
slowed.
to you're removed from time at 10.
Well, I don't want to do that because I get the feeling that Rin actually wants to talk to this guy. So yeah, I'll push it once. How do I push the roll? How does that work?
You
That was
add-
the one thing I didn't figure out.
So, from my understanding of how pushing works, and I believe I've heard that the author is in chat, and if he can correct me if I'm wrong, that you basically roll an additional d6 like you would for a boom, or you declare you're pushing it, and then when you go to roll your Discord, for every level you push, you roll an additional d6. So if you push it once, you'd roll 2d6 to see if you even or odd to pick up distortion or damage. If you pushed it 4 times, you'd roll 4d6 to see if that happens. For every push you get, you roll an additional dice on that Discord check.
On that Discord check. Okay, because then when I do this, I also take 1 Discord or 2 damage. Okay.
Or 2 damage.
Cool. So yeah, I'm going to push it once because it will also make him impaired. And I think that will actually help her. So I'm just gonna roll the will as it says. And then cool. Oh, that's amazing. That's a 22 plus 4 for my will, so 26.
Yeah, that definitely gets it. So he is now slowed and impaired for the next minute, because that's, if I remember how long distort time works. You roll 1d6 now for your thing, because you pushed once.
Okay, and this is for, because like right now my Discord will be then at 2, which says no effect, and then this just adds to it. Okay.
So if you roll odd, this is how it gets crazier. If you roll odd, you can get negative blowback. If you roll even, nothing happens. But it's basically a 50-50 shot. I'm heading right to that rule section right now to have it pulled up so I can read it verbatim.
Okay, I rolled a 5.
All right.
So if it's just adding 5 to my Discord score, then I am at 7. Okay, cool. Then I rolled a 5.
Okay. So when you push, Chaos has a push notice, and any Chaos power can be pushed relatively safely in order. Chaos power between mature, but you must risk. Every time you push a Chaos power, apply the push effect listed. You can push as many times as you use Chaos. After you've resolved the effects of the power, roll 1d6 push you applied it to. For every 1d6 you add comes up odd, you either take 2d6 damage or 1d6 discord. So you can either choose to take 2d6 damage in response to the push, or 1d6 discord in response to what just happened.
I'll take a d6 more of Discord.
All right, roll that d6 of Discord.
All right, so I took 3 additional Discord, so I am at 5. And what 5 Discord gives me is, so everyone around me feels a little bit ill at ease, and I make attack rolls for interactions with a Bane. And then, all the random things around and this, all of this, debris will start randomly popping in and out of reality. It will disappear and reappear. Shards will start changing colors. So basically the area around her is just freaking weird right now, and she makes everyone a little bit uncomfortable. Even you guys.
We like you, that don't mean we're not ill at ease right now. All right. So it staggers him. He does that. I believe Rin is looking to, get behind him, which is much easier now that he's been impaired and his sense of time has been arguably maybe obliterated to a degree. And
that was an
I'm going to go ahead
check?
I'm just going to let you drop down behind him. He's more concerned about the crazy lady that just cast magic in his general direction than the Sky Dancer he is unaware of. So you can. Yep.
Yeah. Thorn Spitter just tap the back of his head and be like, I don't feel like you've been entirely honest with us. So why don't you drop the facade and tell us what you're really doing here? Or you're just going to be like a gentleman down in the pit.
He slowly puts his hand up and raises both his hands. He, slowly turns around to look at you, not engaging, and pulls his hood back. For those of you that know kind of the difference in people, he's clearly not he doesn't have the telltale ties of being a Sky Dancer. He looks more like a mainlander, but he's definitely wearing a ring from the that you at least notice is a kingfisher's signet ring. And he's like, I'm just here to pick up a package. Plain and simple.
For whom?
My employers. I really can't say much more.
I guess typical situation, if you tell us, they'll kill you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that and probably my whole family. So I'm not really incentivized to get my...
Sorry. Getting used to that delay. Sorry, everybody.
It's all good. He's like, if you kill me, if I tell you they'll not just kill me, they'll probably kill my whole family. So I'm not really incentivized, and this whole threatening that you're going to kill me first thing is pedantic. So I'm going to stand here, and we can all just walk away. If that's cool with everybody else, I'll let you do your thing, you let me do my thing. It's all good in my book.
Can I insight check him again?
Sure.
I don't think it's a good idea. I just don't.
That's a 6.
Seems to be super chill. He's like, he has the body language of a professional who is like, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm clearly outnumbered. I'm not gonna fight a bunch of people in the ruins of a building. I don't have a death wish.
Is there a phrase that the Kingfishers use to denote who each other are that Rin might know?
Not unless you're a member of the organization.
I go over to that beetle-looking thing. And
can I?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I haven't been involved in this situation the whole time because I was staying behind with the bodies.
Mm-hmm. You can hear it going on.
Yeah. So sorry, when you were talking about going backwards to get the beetle thing, are you talking about the shell casing? Because I would have grabbed that.
Oh yeah, you totally can have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to communicate that before, but I didn't want to interrupt the fight.
No, you're totally good.
Yeah,
you were the first one there?
I actually... The whole time this fight is going on while they are interacting with this person to try to figure out if they're like an enemy, if it's fight time or whatever, I'm just passively staying with the bodies. I'd probably get the beetle shell backpack looking thing. I would probably try and take it into my shawl if possible. If not, I would put it on my own back and try and cover it. And then I would, in fact, look for who seemed to be the leader of this group and kind of start speaking over their body, like close their eyes. I would do that for all of them. I would close their eyes and I would say a few words over their body, and I would say, you know, like, I hope your trip back to Gaia is a safe and quick one. May you not be far from her for too long. And then I would remove the essence of the leader one, if that's possible, while everyone's busy in the other area.
Oh yeah, you can totally
just
be
gonna have a little snack.
You can have a little soul as a treat.
It's not a personal thing, y'all. I'm just trying to. I would wish them all some rest, but then whichever one is the leader, I'm gonna use my essence bond, specifically my harvest essence, to try and harvest the essence of this one. It takes me an action, I believe, like of 1 minute, I think is what it says, and I'm trying to see if I can comprehend something from them.
So you get the beetle shell. You easily get it. It doesn't conform to you because you recognize it as a courier beetle. So it is very clearly a piece of living gear that somebody was carrying and using this particular way. And you know that if it is a courier beetle, that the only way to open it is basically to get the other antenna piece for it, and or one of the two antenna pieces. Neither one of the antennas seems to be on it right now. But you can definitely hide it under your robes and use it and like kind of finagle it so you're wearing it. You're probably wearing it in the front, like you would like a little, like, you know, like the baby strap pouch thing going on. Yep, you got the papoose. The easiest way to hide it in your situation. Yeah, you can totally find what appears to probably be the leader. Are you like arranging them in any way, or are you looking through their stuff as well, or is it just?
I do. Sorry, yeah, I would kind of try and gently, you know, I imagine like from a blast, they would be put into very awkward situations. So I would try and just straighten them up so that they look a little more restful. I would close their eyes. I would wish them safe passage. And then I would the leader.
Oh yeah, you totally slurp his the leader's essence. You're unsure of gender at this point in time because caught in an explosive blast, but given everything that's going on, you will also find a note on what appears to be like a set of leaf parchment. Weirdly enough, it seems to be on the fire leaves. There's basically leaves you can use to start a fire, so the message is written in a manner so that after they're done doing whatever they need to do, they can strike the leaves, burn the message. And there is a small red mask denoting the end of the message, and that probably means something to some people, so it doesn't mean some things to other people. I would just leave that as is. If you want to PM me, and if you're somebody who knows what's going on with that, you're more than welcome to. But oh, nice. Apparently, we have a bane to the entire party moving forward. Oh, boon. Never mind. Apparently, I'm getting all the things wrong. Boon to the entire party moving forward. Gotta check those chat bubbles. Gotta check those chat bubbles. But the message seems to be not incomplete. If you want me to send that to you, I can here in a moment. But yeah, you can easily get those things. I'm looking at your essence suck power to see exactly what you're going to get out of it here in just a moment because I don't have it memorized. Oh wait, no, I can just go to your sheet. I'm a super cheater McCheaty face.
Yeah. Just jump in my sheet. Just go ahead. It's open to you.
You sent it to me, so there you go.
Yeah. I'm here at the bottom. Don't look at my episode notes. They're really bad. I'm really bad at taking notes.
No, it's totally fine. So yeah, no, you can easily rip the essence. Outside of that, nothing super crazy happens. But you now have at least one resonance trait that you can note on your sheet for if you want to access things later with that.
Okay.
That is totally a thing you have. Not a problem.
Making notes.
Yeah,
I will once enough. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna say once enough time has passed, I will come out with my papoose, but it won't be super noticeable because Sylphie does in fact wear her garments and her shawls and robes quite loose, quite like over herself, so that she looks quite looming and quite large, like tiny, short and stout and wide, but a lot of it is just a lot of it is secret things. Bug swarms and nothing to worry about, just bug papoose and stuff like that.
Totally normal.
So that all happens while they're confronting our guy here, and you easily sneak through that. Our captain has knocked their way around the walls. As that starts happening, and this dude realizes he's impaired, and he hears things being knocked over in a very less than civilized manner, he does kind of glance up at the ceiling, wondering when that thing is going to happen and fall upon his head, because as we know, we have a very angry, raging individual above us. What would you like to do with your new friend?
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with saying we didn't see them. Not sure what everyone else wants to do.
It's such a mess in here. It's so hard to tell, you know, if we just saw part of the building collapse or we saw a person.
I know I didn't see anything, and he will try to basically edge his way back out the door unless somebody tries to stop him.
Is there a way I could try and steal the ring off his finger without him noticing?
Probably not, given he's like hands up, don't shoot. Like that would take an amazing level of like I am trying to finagle that off of them, especially when you're aiming a weapon at him and you are at the center of his universe right now, because he is kind of just looking down the barrel of your spitter.
It's true. All right,
Like,
tragic. Ah, that ring was right there. Ah.
Okay. He's going to edge his way out the building and disappear into the crowd unless anybody's going to stop him.
Right before he gets out of the door, I'm just going to snap my whip again to scare him and make him run faster.
He doesn't seem to run super... Like, he's carrying himself like somebody who's like, I'm going to go blend into the crowd. He is not a panicked individual. He is I am a clearly a professional individual. Like, this is what his criminal job partakes of.
Should I go chase after him?
So, but he didn't find the package he was looking for. We found the package, sounds like.
This is our stuff now.
I would turn around and say, did anybody find that package?
Do you come down on your high, by the way? Or are you looking to pop again?
I think I'm slowly starting to, and my eyeballs are bulging just a little bit less.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sylphie will come out of the rubble as Dara's kind of asking this, and we'll start to head towards Dara, but then we'll turn to Shri and put like a hand on her shoulder and be like, "Are you okay, dear?"
I'm wonderful. I saw him for everyone else because they couldn't see him. And they were mean about my eyes. They were wrong. These eyes are perfect.
You are wonderful and perfect just the way you are.
Shri probably just like leans a little bit like into her. She's pretty petite and just like...
We can be small crew together over here.
We're the small creepy ones.
Is everyone
very, very happy together. Just very creepy and very happy.
The youngest and the oldest.
I believe Darby has a question as a player. She wanted to know all the characters' heights real quick.
Oh, fun. Ame is probably like a solid... Now, I'll point out also, only Shri calls them Ame. They will insist that everyone else call them Amaranthus. And they are probably about...
That name's too long.
Agreed.
It's too long. You should
Well,
shorten it. It's too long.
God? It's the one...
This is why Shri calls them Ame, is because she's just like, it's too long, I won't do it. She just won't.
Ame stands probably around, like, 6'6". They're fairly tall.
Yeah. And I know...
Shri's like 5'3", 5'4". Like, she's a teeny thing.
Yes.
Dara's right around there too. She's stout. She's like jacked but small.
So, Jess?
It says a lot to me that you said that Shri is small at 5'3", 5'4", because as a tiny person in real life, that's much shorter than that. My concept of small when I said Sylphie is like 4'10"-ish as at the top tier.
Sylphie's a small bean. Sylphie's a small bean.
See?
Shri, I guess, like leans her head onto her, but like leans way over.
Yeah.
Just like puts head on top of chin, just like.
Yeah. You could fully just like put your head on top of my head.
Rest her head on her.
And how big is Rin?
How tall is Rin?
I think Rin is like 5'10", so like
Okay. So we have two very tall-ish people. We have one above average height, one real tall, and then the forest of smaller ladies here to enforce the will of the gods.
Yes. As all things should be.
As all things should be. Is there anything else you want to do in the rubble of the building?
I want to look around and see if there's any glass that didn't shatter. There might be
Ame would
any
actually like to
remaining
assist.
bits of glass. I mean, we've made money
There is
with it
not-
forever.
So there's not any non-detonated glass. So like the bits of glass that are
Okay.
here are the detonated shards that you can find. So it has been used, its charge has been expelled, and given what you know, given the information the swarm has gathered for our insect bonded, given everything that's been going on with you guys, you can pretty much find the epicenter of the blast, which was very near our other insect folk that had gathered in the building. It was clearly designed to probably do something to them, given the fact that, you know, other people were sent here to retrieve the thing. It just seems very calculated and very clearly designed to cause collateral damage to do something. It's one of those situations where there was a lot of damage for a reason, but you can't put that together quite yet. As you guys it takes a little while to finish up your investigation in the building. You start getting things together, and you all head out the front of the building or the back of the building, or how are you trying to exit? It's been probably about 10 to 15 minutes.
Isn't the roof like collapsed though?
Yes.
That's a hole.
I can't jump like you. I don't have any ribbons.
None of us can jump like you, Ren.
Can I carry someone with me when I jump?
Not really.
I volunteer.
We could just go out
Dara
back.
is
I mean,
like pilfering through the bodies because she still is looking for the package. Nobody said they found the package. So she still doesn't know. And she's also stealing anything good she finds because she is a pirate and does have a habit she has to keep up. So
of course. Yeah.
That is fair, since I didn't get to tell you because I was too busy hugging Shri. I like literally would have started to go over to you and then got distracted, and then, you know, had a bit of a hug break, and then I would slowly meanderingly make my way over to you and kind of like stand over watching while you're like looking at the bodies, and then eventually Sylphie would say, oh, there was this, and like open up the shawl. It's a I've decided that we should keep it, and I also I have laid them to rest, and I think there might be something important in here. I didn't know if you wanted to investigate it later.
I am always so excited when I get flashed, but I'm more excited now than I've ever been.
Flashing the goods.
You flatter me.
So yeah, she's like pilfered a few bodies just trying to like find the package, but also like stealing what she can off of them as well.
Yeah, you find about a half a dozen sapphires worth of money pilfering bodies.
Nice.
At least on this level. You were kind of on the explosion looks like it took place mostly on the second floor, so it wasn't like the richest area. So there's like a dead noble with a package of like 100 rubies or anything. But yeah, so you gather up that, you guys get all your stuff together. What way would you like to try to exit? Because we're going to exit, set the scene, and then we're going to call a break for 10 minutes so we can all get water and do whatever we need to do.
Out the back?
I think the back door. Yes. Yeah. The back door seems...
I don't like to be seen.
I'd also just rather not deal with the crowd that's out front.
Okay. So you go to head out the back door. You guys have been in here probably 15 minutes or so with everything that took on, all the commotion, all the craziness. And you come out the back door, you realize there aren't a lot of people around. You start heading down the block, and you quickly see what appear to be two individuals, not can't tell if they're gentlemen or ladies, in what appear to be bone soldier army that seem to have sequestered off the area and are kind of trying to figure out what happened. They seem to be standing guard at a guard post. Like they seem to be standing at like what you consider not full-blown police blockade yet, but it's very much the clearly start of like the police line situation. And I think we're going to pause there for our 10-minute break. Because, you know, there's that. folks. So, when we last left, we see some interesting bone armor clad individuals, bone army soldiers that seem to be setting up a police style line around the explosion that you were just finished investigating inside of Megalith. What would we like to do?
I would
Are
like
there
to
people-
propose that we do not talk to the cops. And
Are there people filtering through the police lineup? Like they're just like asking questions and like letting people through to clear the area, or
It
they're
seems
like
that they are.
no people?
It seems like keeping people from getting closer to where the explosion took place.
Okay. Are there any people on our side of the barrier where we are, or?
cool. Good for us, I guess. Let's take. I'm gonna just be like, should we just take like the scenic route, long way around?
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
And you know, if it gets squeaky, I can just out of here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna try to maneuver our way around, and I believe Ame is from here originally, or at least moved here at some point in time. You made a statement in backstory,
Yes.
correct? All right. Well, if Ame can give me an intellect challenge,
Ooh.
or intelligence, sorry, not intellect, intelligence in this game, intelligence challenge to try to remember the back streets and exactly how to maneuver around where there might be police barricades, or at least where the Bone Army might be trying to do that. You're in great. You can easily get in and out in great shape.
Cool. Not bad. 14.
Yeah. So you remember your way through the streets, and it looks like you take double back, do some backside streets, and you end up back on a main thoroughfare without an issue.
Cool.
Do you guys now have a, clearly the package that this individual was looking for, a note of some sort, and probably need to find a place to go so that you can figure out what you want to do.
Do I still have my place here, or would I probably like given up on that once we left here after the incident?
I mean, that's up to you. You spent a year traveling, but I'm sure you could probably dig out a place where you could either A, slum it, or two, maybe kick into the door of your old place and kick whoever's out if you want, or C, maybe nobody's living there. Options.
Sure. Let's go to Ame's old place, see if there's anybody there. It's a real shoddy kind of place. It's like one of those things where they just were in a studio apartment.
So it's an unmaintained studio apartment in a city full of people that are very dubious about law enforcement, and you're wondering if anybody's there. Okay.
Yeah.
I like randomization. Roll me a d6 and let me know what you roll.
Absolutely. That would be a 5, sir.
All right. So when you arrive there, the door is open.
I will knock anyway, and it's like
you hear mumbling and grumbling, and it looks like your old apartment may have been renovated into a place where people may have been indulging in addictions.
oh boy.
Shrie's eyes, already big and bright, get bigger. Like her eyebrows raise, and it's just like.
Shri, don't. I'm just gonna.
So
sure. Is Cherie looking around for something she could possibly do to indulge?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100% she is.
Sweet.
Chaos is addictive as hell, and she's on the come down from having used a power.
Oh yeah.
So she is not feeling super hot right now. She could definitely use that.
Use a rush. All right. Well, you start looking around and seeing if there are any dubious substances. This is our drug use warning for all the folks out there. We're about to get into that subject. That's a thing with some people. I just want to be clear about that. And she starts looking around. And the first thing she finds are what appear to be some sort of eye drops, which means she's kind of out of luck.
Man, I'm gonna go up to the person who is here. Or is it person or people?
There are 5 people who are all in various states of cohesion and cognizance in various drug stupors. It is clearly not whatever these eye drops are the only drug in use, but that's just the first thing Cherie found, which is probably befuddling her. Let me know if she tries to do them, because they just kind of fail because you have no eyeballs. So if you're
I think she's still hawking them.
Like,
I think she's just gonna take them. They might be useful later, but she's gonna figure some things out about how they could potentially work.
Sweet, but if she tries to do it herself, she's like, it just kind of falls in the abyss that is the open sockets of light that you have.
Do I see any signs that there's demon blood use here, or anybody any symptoms or signs of it anywhere?
No, not here. There's not. I mean, nobody seems to be doing blood here. That seems to be way too expensive for the group you are in. Like, you are not in a high class schlenky place where someone might have access to that. You are in a place where people are. This product has been stepped on a lot.
Does anyone seem to care or notice that we're even there, or are they just all sort of schmoozy woozy doing their own thing?
They're in that state of euphoria and or come down where they don't care what's happening right now.
I mean, you could just hide out here for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to. I feel like we shouldn't.
Don't do drugs, though. No.
I know. I feel like we shouldn't be having what is probably a very important conversation that should probably be kept private, even though most of these people are in drug-induced stupors.
I mean, we don't have to have the conversation, but we could just wait for the coppers to be less hard for a little bit. And we could just continue our year-long what have you been doing catch up here.
What
could possibly go wrong?
Ame could tell you how my eyes melted.
They melted?
And
I would love to hear that story.
And Ame will just sort of take out their whip in this room where the 5 drug stupid people are, without hitting any of them, just sort of cracks it near the wall.
Mm-hmm.
If I were you folks, I'd clear out now.
People out of the room.
I'm going to act like I have lived here, which I have, kind of, and say that there are Bone Guard on their way here, so they should probably fucking run.
Sure. What professions do you have?
None that help. I have
None
plant
that help.
tender and spelunker.
Nope, none that help.
Yup.
If you would like to roll with a boon from the party, you can try to do that and intimidate these drug stupid people out. If not, you'll be rolling with a bane, because they are too high and too messed up to care about a guy with a whip until they actually start getting hit. They are in that, you are in a bad side of town situation.
I guess.
Would either of Rin's
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
things help?
Which criminal professions? What criminal professions? What professions do you think would apply in this situation?
This is one I took that I'm not gonna say out loud.
All right, if you want to text it to me real quick, you can do that, because I don't have your sheet pulled up right in front of me at this exact moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that first one. Yeah, you can definitely get that first one.
Nice.
That first one definitely applies. You can totally roll
Alright.
to intimidate them out the room with your knowledge of what you're doing.
So since we have a boon, I could think one of each of us gets a boon. So a boon would be I roll a d6 and add it. A bane is I roll a d6 and subtract it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I will use my boon right now, because why not? Let's pretend that I've... Ooh! That. What do I use for that stat-wise? Is it will?
Will.
I actually did pretty good. Let's see here. So that will be... Hold on. So basically that becomes a +1. 18.
Sure. You start slapping your whip around and you get like 3 of the 5 people out. 2 of them are kind of don't care. They're in that euphoric, clearly not here at all phase. They think you're probably part of a bad trip. But the 3 of the 5, like, you hurry them out the door, you get them there. I believe Rin would like to try to move the other 2 along with some skills that Rin has. I will not discuss those skills out loud, for Rin does not want.
So I
everyone to know
roll a
Rin's
d20.
business.
Do I add a d6 as well, or
You definitely add a d6 for that profession.
Hey! Okay. But it's will, so that is a total of 16.
Okay. You manage to usher one of the other people out while he's moving the other 3 out. So you have basically 1 left laying there in a euphoric, clearly tripping state.
Yeah.
You can
get your friend out of here.
You can just physically throw them out at this point in time if you wanted to, or you could try to intimidate them out the door. I don't know what the party would like to do.
Let's
It's just
Just drag the Ferry out the door and close it.
Just
I was gonna
drag
say
them,
either that or
leave them in the
Cherie's just gonna
hallway.
go. She could just go up to the one that's left that's very clearly tripping, and with her like literal no eyes, just stare at him just really, really closely, trying to get him to just like run off. She's not really trying
What
to get
would
him
you
to
like
run
to try
off.
to
She
do?
wants what he has. Like whatever it is
Get
he's
him to
got,
Are
she
you-
wants.
Are you looking?
Badly.
Are you looking? So Cherie is going to try to intimidate them while trying to look for product. So go ahead, and if Cherie
I
would
think
like to make a
she's-
roll.
I think she's trying to intimidate him in a way that will make him not remember to grab all his things. She's not looking through anything right now. She's just trying to get him to go so she can go through all his stuff. And obviously,
Sure.
since both Ame and Ren have gotten people out, we want everyone to go now. So that's what we're doing.
Sure. All right, give me a roll then.
You said it's will.
Well.
+4 is worse than they did. 13.
The very
Yeah.
stupid person looks up and like puts their hand on your face and like pretty lights, pretty lights.
I don't like
They're
that.
having a great trip
Please
right
don't.
now.
I don't like that.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, someone grab the bottom half of him. I'm going to drag the front half. Let's just get him out the door.
I think Dara just reaches over and grabs him by like right around the waist and just tosses him on her little like short shoulder and just totes him out and throws him on the ground.
Oh, he's
Sure.
so much stronger.
Sure. They're enamored. They're over your shoulder, being like pretty lights, pretty lights. That
And you
happens
see like
until you
tentacles
dump them
like
on the ground.
slapping at it. You see like Octavia's tentacles just like slapping at the hands, like slap.
Thank
Until you
you.
dump them on the ground, and they're like, no more prey lights, and then they just kind of pass out and lay there in the hallway.
As soon
Right.
as
Shut the door.
Dara gets back in, yeah. Shut the door.
You will
lock
realize
it,
the door does
yeah.
not fit well on the frame anymore. It's clearly been like
Oh.
kicked off and fucked up, and not in the best of shape. So you have a door. It's closed. It's not secure.
Yep.
It's not going to stop anybody from coming in, but you have a door.
It's more
Oh,
it's more like a covering than it is a door at this point.
correct. And it is very much the situation of like people your apartment has been ransacked. It was clearly people have been using it because nobody cares about what happened in this part of town in this particular situation.
Yep.
And that's what you got going on in what used to be your apartment. It's probably a little painful.
Okay, so that was a lot that happened earlier. Do we want to catch up
Yes.
still, or should we put that on hold?
You can put that on hold. I feel like the package in the building that exploded that was going to be picked up by a man with a weapon is a little moment.
Yeah.
But that's just me, maybe.
So
Dara's looking at the wall. Dara's looking at one of the walls in the living room, and like you can see this sort of like weird like paint kind of peeling thing, and she starts laughing. She's like, "Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time that Azure projectile vomited on this wall? We got so drunk."
I remember because I had to make sure you all didn't.
You remember because you cleaned it up.
I remember because I'm basically the parent of this friend group.
Apparently.
I don't think
Well, it
you're
seems
my
like someone
mom
else-
or my
Heavy-
dad. I don't think.
There's just a heavy sigh.
Well, it seems like someone else has
So-
vomited on that wall, too, so...
Oh, are you gonna? Do you have to clean that one up too?
No, I don't think this is really my place anymore. So, there was a building that exploded. In our experience, since we sort of ran glass, how is yellow glass common? Is it rare?
Go ahead. Gigi,
I was gonna say, yeah, Shri definitely knows a crap ton about glass since it's all based around the light. Yellow glass is the most dangerous and the most illegal. It's like the worst of the
Okay.
worst of the worst of glass.
Mm-hmm.
So, have we
Like
looked
I
to see
said,
what's in?
they don't do that unless they really want to destroy something, because that's a lot of money to spend to blow up a building. There are easier ways to take down buildings. And she says this as she's rifling through whatever is left from these people that have been forcibly removed or have fled from the room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is yellow glass something that people would hoard, perhaps? Or not hoard, but
Yeah.
like maintain
Stockpile.
and stockpile, mayhaps?
It is.
Could this product mayhaps be what was discussed in the bar that I overheard as product being moved?
It is possible, yes. Even probable. But until you were to possibly go down to the docks to find out who was moving what and where their sources are, it would be hard to say.
Gotcha. Well, what's in this package then? Open your little
Drop on the floor, which is not a huge difference, like of height. Like gonna sit like, you know, legs crisscross on the floor and like get comfy, like put the little papoose out for everyone. And you said it's kind of like a beetle bag. Is there like a special way to open
Yes.
it? Like
There is. You're supposed to find one of the antenna to the beetle to put it in the top slot, and then the beetle will pop open, revealing what is in there. There are other ways to open it, but that mostly consists of killing the creature and hoping you don't damage what's inside.
no,
Which
I
is
don't want
probably
to do
not something
that.
you're going to want to do.
No, I would not want to do that.
And
Can I
given you did not
attempt-
find I was going to say, given that you did not find an antenna on the people, you're guessing they were transporting it, but not necessarily they had the ability to open it.
Ah, interesting.
Mhm.
Is there any
Okay.
other way to open it?
We could tear it open,
I
hope we
will-
don't kill it.
like, shh. No, wait. let's wait and see. We will ask nicely first. Can I like tap and be like, Hello, whoever's inside.
Hello.
Excuse me.
Is there a letter or anything? Something that could say where it was going? Because if those guys didn't have the piece if they didn't have the key.
They may have been meeting the person there.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
They
she just goes back to rifling through stuff.
Dara like sits
as a
down on the
side
wall
note-
and like puts her hands up and like puts her feet back, like leans up against a wall. Let me know when you need to smash it.
Live.
Shuri, while digging through all the things, will find another like small beetle that looks like it's made for injecting stuff.
Given that she does have the medicine profession, does she potentially know what's in this?
Not unless she like breaks it apart, but it's clearly a beetle syringe that's designed to inject something, and given you're probably in a drug den, it probably isn't, copacetic.
It's medicine, it's just not the kind of medicine that everyone around her wants her to take.
Correct. So says the hedonistic chaos sorcerer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know if you would like to inject what is in your injectable beetle.
She's gonna wait until everybody starts like getting into an actual conversation about what to do.
Okay.
And then she's gonna
Just let
do
me
it,
know.
absolutely.
Sweet.
Ame keeps, because they do see themselves as the parents of the friend group, is just parent-eyeing Shri.
He stares blankly the same way Shri always stares.
You know I'm not gonna let you, right?
I know you're not gonna stop me.
Bold of you. Just.
And at that, she will. If Ame challenged her like that, oh yeah, she's absolutely just gonna do it right in front of him to prove her point. He said he's not gonna let her. She said, or they said they're not gonna let her. She said they're not gonna stop her, and she's going to prove that.
Sure. So assume, like, I do not want to question people's drug history, nor will I bring it up, as that is not something we will do here. But it is much more of a psychedelic trip situation. You start kind of hallucinating colors. The room starts to melt a little bit. Give me a will check with a bane, because this will determine whether you have a good trip or a bad trip.
I feel like
Oh,
the world
God.
melting around her would feel very, very good to her.
It would.
With a bane? Fuck, I rolled a 6 on my bane. That makes it a 9. It's gonna be a bad trip, everybody.
Yep. So it
Oh wait,
starts
hold
off
on.
real-
I didn't add my will. 13.
Okay, so yes, you have a pleasant trip, and we will deal with drawback and addiction rules later. But you have a pleasant trip, and it's very psychedelic, melty things that are pleasant, bright flashes of light, which you might mistake as the light. It's very, very just very enjoyable, very sensationally. As for
Ame
the beetle,
will watch
and the
over
other
her.
Mm-hmm. As for the
She'll
beetle
just be
and
like
everything
sitting there
involved-
giggling a little bit here and there. That's it. Just like
Sweet.
quiet, sitting comfortably, like happy as can be.
As for the beetle and the other things involving the beetle, yeah, you do know that it is a piece of living gear, so at some point in time, somebody might have to, like, bond with it to make sure it doesn't die, because that could eventually happen. But it's not like it's going to happen overnight. That's going to be over weeks of a process, because it takes weeks to get rid of charges. So it really just depends on what you guys want to do about it. You have a case, and then whatever else our lovely old bug insect bonded individual would like to disclose to the rest of the group.
Did you find anything else with the package?
You know what? Like, since Shri and Amaranthus are off in one section, and Dara's taking a nap until we offer up until we ask that it's time to destroy things. Sylphie might share with Rin. Just not hide it from Rin. Like, take out the note and kind of lay it down on the beetle and start to analyze it a little bit closer. So just, like, specifically not hiding it from your eyes, like making sure it's in your eye line and not in anyone else's.
Gotcha.
And then start to analyze, this note that I had, the fireleaf parchment note that I found on the body that has the small red mask mark.
There's some text messages being sent.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Secrets. I mean, not secrets. What are you talking about? No secrets here. We're totally all open, honest, transparent people at this party.
Never do anything shady.
Nope.
Okay. That is interesting. And then,
Would explain our friend having an interest in this package.
I wonder, so all of you were talking to another person and they were asking for an item?
Yes, they were asking for a package that was at the location.
Okay, well, let's try. This is in fact Fireleaf, so now that we have read it, let's try this. Do you have any fire? I don't think I have any.
I think I might have a pack of matches or something.
So the way Sparkleaf works is it's used like flint. It's used to start a fire. It's a fire starter. So the way the message would be written on there, you would use it, and then you'd use it to start the fire to destroy the leaf, henceforth destroying the message.
Gotcha.
I just wanted to double check that there wasn't something inside it, you know what I mean? Like, especially since we were, there's a possibility of an item or something else special to the message. I just wanted to double check, like, first memorize the information on the letter, and then set the letter on fire, just to double check. You don't want to be carrying around this Fireleaf letter, and then it turns out the whole time that the secret was inside the letter.
No, it just burns. It starts a fire like a Sparkleaf should. So it pops and burns up.
Boo.
So now I believe
flash paper.
It's very similar to flash paper.
All right. Well, I'm still gonna like tap on the little like beetle shell and be like, "Are you sure you don't want to open for us? It'd be much easier."
It's very much like, nope, can't really open for you.
Can I intimidate the beetle?
The piece of gear, not really. You need the other key to open the chest. Is really what it comes down to. For the courier beetle.
Well, we know where the location might be eventually. For
so that
have.
Might be good to do. That's true.
Also, given who this package is for.
Well, do we know that it is for or from or to? It seemed to have been going from the unfortunate lost life we saw, possibly to whoever you saw was taking it to? Do you have any hints?
I don't know if I feel as though our friend, the individual from the bar, was not really supposed to pick it up, but rather intercepted it. Or trying to intercept it. Given that he had a ring of a certain group on his finger. Kingfishers.
All right, so then perhaps it wasn't going. We can eliminate one group. Wasn't going to them, but they wanted it. It was probably going to a different location, of which we can discover who it was by going to the destination, as well as opening up and seeing what's inside. So there's a few tidbits of interesting information there, actually.
Mm-hmm. Would the location be dock-ish that the note
It
said?
is not. So the docks are clearly an avenue you can get to probably trace down, possibly what may or may not have been used and where that came from. But the location seems to take you away from Megalith and toward the kingdom of the Far East.
Oh.
And the Far East is on the mainland. It's one of the four major kingdoms on the mainland, and they had a semi-recent situation where the new queen out there struck some deals, and people are suspect of her and what's going on in her lands. But it seems that that particular destination puts you into that kingdom, not incredibly deep, but kind of skimming on the outskirts of the kingdom, where there is known to be a little bit of peasant revolt and peasant upsetness about some things.
I do love a good peasant revolt. How long would it take for us to travel there? Like,
it would be a little bit of a ways. It'd be a couple days travel. If you stuck to the waterways and used your lovely captain's ferry to maneuver around, you could probably cut some time off of it. But you are going to have to, dock the ferry and take some time on foot to get closer inland. But it is definitely maneuverable and navigatable over the course of probably 4 or 5 days to get where you need to go. It seems like Megalith is a good place to do this sort of exchange because lots of business goes through there. So you have a couple of leads. You have the Kingfisher agent you ran into. You have information at the docks, and then you have where the package is going itself.
Cool.
All right. I'm gonna.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. As Amaranthus is sort of sitting there, while Shri trips falls. They just sort of look over to her. It's like, are you going to be good if I check on what they've been talking about?
Yes.
She'll
Are
be
you
fine. She'll be
sure?
fine. And like you see the tentacles of the like Octavia's tentacles are like trying to tickle at her. Like she's like sitting next to her but kind of like half-ass napping, and like Octavia's like trying to like be like, "Oh yeah, I've got her. Don't worry about it."
In that case, Ame will just sort of if you need me, I'm just going to be over there. And we'll just sort of briefly touch their forehead to hers and just goes and joins the rest of the group.
When Amaranthus turns around to come over to where Sylphie and Rin are, Sylphie has actually scooched closer to where the rest of you are, and is like kind of doing the head nod for Rin to come along, and is holding the little papoose very close to try and prevent anyone from hurting it. Little baby bag, no, and like scoots closer, and then is like, all right, so no hitting, looking specifically at Daria. Sorry, Dara. No,
Close enough.
no hitting.
Yeah.
Wait. All right. So, I think it is interesting, and like looks at Red. Like, I think it is very interesting that we all came back together on the anniversary of when we last met to remember our adventures and our lost friends. And it seems that an adventure has found us, because it would seem that something very interesting has happened, and as well, we have some clues here, but no full answers. And it would be very, very interesting for all of us to investigate them. I think there are a few interesting things here, something everyone might find intriguing for what they like. It might take us on another boat journey, if that could be arranged. Is like gently it would take a few days perhaps on the boat, and then a little bit of traveling, but it seems like there might be something interesting for us in Megalith. Have I missed anything, Rin?
No, I think it'd be a fun little gallivant, just like we used to do a year ago.
And I know Shri is tripping, but I also like turned to Shri and is like, it seems fated and like it was meant to be. Things happen for a reason.
They do. She's just nodding like, yep, we're doing this. She's in. She's 100% in. One question. You said we came back together to remember our old friends. Were we supposed to forget them in between? Because I did not. Did you guys?
No.
No.
Okay.
We can go, but where are we going and why are we going? We could just break that thing open, sell whatever's inside, and make some cash.
It's alive!
Yeah.
Everything's alive until it's dead.
What she said.
That's maybe too true, but why
But
don't
I
we?
think-
We don't have to.
I think Sophie
think
likes it.
I don't think it's its time to be dead. Everything has a time to be dead, and I don't think it's its time yet.
I agree.
So the idea is we take it to whomever it was supposed to go to.
Well, we don't need to give it to them. We can go and see what they are doing and perhaps what they wanted with it. We have a lot of very interesting leads. I mean, why did someone blow up an entire building if not for a very, interesting reason of some sort? Why did they have that glass? Why did all those fellows lose their lives? Why is this? What are you holding inside there, little guy? What's
Where did they get all this glass? I heard in the bar that people have been moving and just transporting more goods recently on the docks. Maybe that's where they were moving and grooving the yellow glass, but it all kind of ties back to this little. Just gonna scratch, I guess, the carapace a little bit. I don't know, just like
Yeah.
but this little fellow, and why not? Be fun. Can't be
I think I'm
anyone's
gonna
interest
call
in what
him
we've already done.
Charlie.
Charlie.
What?
As adorable as you both are, we're going to go off on a mission to do this thing. We don't even know what's inside, if it's worth anything. And who are we going to meet? Who's it going to?
Well, that's part of what's interesting, though, because that gentleman you all spoke to wanted it, and it was not for him, so that means several people want this item, or at least this information, or there's something here.
And the more people that want something, the more it's worth. Because things are only worth what people will pay for them.
If somebody
And they were
used a
willing
lot of
to-
yellow-
Go ahead.
No, yeah. If they were willing to use that much yellow glass to blow up an entire bar just to get this package, it is certainly worth something to someone.
It's got to be worth a lot more than all that yellow glass.
True. But I still don't understand. Who's so if we go all this way and we open it up and there's something super expensive inside, why wouldn't we just open it now? I get it. It's living. That means nothing to me. And I don't think it means anything to Shri either. Amaranthus? A little bit. Okay.
I think
Okay,
there's
so we're
more
split
to
then.
it than that.
And if the
This-
product is
this-
too hot, we can't sell it ourselves, right? Because there'll be eyes on the market for it. If we know who wants it, we can leverage them for money instead of trying to find ourselves a fence to sell it for us. We have the source
wants
right
it?
there. We know where they want to meet. We could just extort them for the money.
So where's our lead? Who do we go to? What do we know? Give me something.
We need to go to Megalith.
Or the mainland.
We're here.
Damn it! I thought that's what you said. I apologize.
It's the Far East. No, it's cool.
We
The
are-
location is in the Far East. You're in
Alright.
To get
Megalith
to
right
Far East.
now. Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't doing anything anyway.
Perfect.
Do you still have a boat?
Oh yeah,
Can we travel by ship? I haven't done that in so long.
it's not ready for guests.
I mean, how bad could
Was
it
it
be?
ever?
Fine.
How bad could it be? Let's go. She
Oh.
gets up.
Are we guests?
Oh, is there a window I can quickly peek out of?
It's been blacked out, but I guess you could try to watch the smudge away.
Just a little bit. I want to take a peek. Are there any bone guard
Nope.
boning around? No.
Nope.
Is it? It would be okay and not super suspicious for us to be able to walk down to wherever the ship is.
Yeah. So she has like a gondola, not like a full-blown ship. It's the equivalent of like a wagon. It holds about 8 people. So it's not the most comfortable thing to take overnight, but it's definitely what you guys are used to traveling in. It's what she's had for years. It's basically, she has it hollowed out as a small, as you all know, is kind of a small smuggling gondola type situation. We're basically using the large wagon or carriage rule to represent it, but it's stuck staying on water. But yeah, you guys can easily maneuver around town. Are you guys being overly cautious while you're moving through town, looking around extra now that you know? Cherie is not.
Nice.
Cherie is
I don't think.
Rin is I mean, how often are people looking up in this city? Like, if I just bounced from.
Depends on who it is. Some people probably are, others aren't. But it is very much a case of if you're because this is definitely a situation where I'm going to ask, because you guys know you have a product of some sort other people are looking for. Cherie is just enjoying the world melting around her. But I don't know how paranoid other people are trying to be. So if you're trying to be paranoid, go ahead and give me a perception check now.
Super paranoid over here.
Ooh.
Let's see.
I mean, even if Shri wasn't on drugs, she would not be paranoid. He has no concerns.
I have to protect Charlie.
It's a 14 for me for perception.
Sure.
16.
18.
I rolled a 20 plus 3 for my perception plus 2 because I get a boon to perception from my bugs.
Yeah. So our person that wants to make sure they get to Candy Mountain, basically notices notices that you are probably being shadowed. They are not approaching, but given the fact your criminal histories and the things you know as criminals, sorry, you denote that there is probably 1 to 2 people shadowing you. They are keeping their distance. That happens once you guys kind of hit the main area again. They clearly did not follow you up the outskirts, but somebody made you as you guys came back into town. You're fairly certain it's not Bone Guardsmen, only because they're loud, obnoxious, and make a lot of noise, and they don't shadow people. But somebody is clearly keeping tabs on you at this point in time.
Hey, Sylphie. If I hold question, is Charlie big and small enough that like if I were to jump and run around, he's not like weighing me down too much?
Yeah, he is a piece of gear, so you're fine to carry him. Especially given that you have the +5 to your carrying strength, he's not going to overcome that.
I'm like, be good, Charlie. Give it to
Hello,
you.
Charlie. Dyra, where is the gondola? Just very quietly saying this.
I'm sorry, was that directed at me? I'm sorry. I was looking at pictures
It's
of
okay.
gondolas. So she points towards the docks, and like just kind of like nods her head this way. Down here.
Right. I'm just going to. I feel that we've been tailed a little bit. I'm going to make sure that they don't. They have a hard time finding this cute little bugger, and meet you back at the ship.
Definitely.
All right.
So you Bioink and take off. Super sweet. The rest of you approach the docks. As you approach the docks, one of your old contacts, Marlo, like perks up when they see you, and is like, "Just somebody I have been looking for." You are still in business, right?
Maybe. Why?
So, if you still have product, there's been some people buying up a lot recently. And I've managed to unload almost everything I've had in the past few years, in the past like 2.5, 3 weeks. So if you have more product, especially of a sky colored variety, it will sell real big right now. I don't have any more of any of the shipments you gave me recently in the past couple years. I literally got to unload it all.
I haven't been dealing recently.
Okay. Well, if you run across any stashes, you let me know, because I managed to unload a lot in the last few weeks. It's been real good for business. Fucking great uptick.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, not a problem. You just let me know.
That sort of demand calls for a higher cost, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, you easily are making double, triple what you used to. But I believe they call that economics, but I call it putting sapphires in my pocket.
Any idea who's buying it that way? Somebody's using it for something.
Rumors are the big spenders may or may not be out of Sky City, but I'm not exactly sure. All I know is I sat on the supply that you gave me probably 18 months ago, and they bought up almost every single piece except for the cosmetic rainbow crap, and they were really looking hard for yellow, so it went extra high.
Heard there was an explosion in town today with some yellow.
Nothing to do with it on my end, but I don't know. Like I don't blow things up. Not really my business model.
Nah. But you think whoever's been buying up could have something to do with that?
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is I'm looking to turn a quick profit on it real fast. So, and you guys you supply real well. So, I'm making sure if you have anything you're sitting on, now's the time to unload. You can't win the game if you ain't got skin in the game. Easy peasy.
Sure. I'll get back with you. I might be able to get some.
Just let me know.
Sure.
So you make it to the boat without real incident, other than like running into an old contact who's again super happy to see you because you used to supply glass to them, and head over to said boat. Does anyone want to do anything before you head out of town? Because you are in a civilized place. Because I know some people have powers they have to use when they're in a civilized town.
Amaranthus is good. They're just gonna step onto the gondola and just sort of just look out to the water.
Okay.
Cherie's gonna want to make a couple purchases of performance enhancers to
Sure.
keep her well entertained over the next however long this journey is, and she doesn't know when they're going to be back in a city. But while she's doing that, she also wants to, if she sees or spots anyone else who is also light touched, want to know if they've heard anything about where the light was last seen. Because if glass is going for this much, she wants to know where the light's hitting, because that's where the glass is.
Yeah, not a lot of light touched in Megalith, only because the city is, like, most light touch are more moral, we can use the air quotes, but most of them are not looking to turn a profit off of glass. Marlo,
Yeah.
I did send you a message. So if you want to make, I don't know if you wanted some of that before you left town. But yeah, no, you can find some performance enhancers. Just you use the price right out of the book and spend right off of your starting stash and stuff you got. But it'll take, I assume you guys are going to, get together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Dara like gets over to the ship and kind of like starts trying to scoot the trash to one side. And like there's like, so it looks like a big gondola, right? But it's like on one side there's like this cover that's like she sleeps under, and there's just barely enough spot for someone who's as short as her to kind of like lay out on a little, it's like a little pad thing. And so she like rolls that up so someone has an extra place to sit. She like shoves all the trash back up that direction and then says, "Make yourselves comfortable. I'll be right back." And then just walks off for a bit to places unknown.
Are our shadows still tailing us, or did we manage to like shake them?
You hit them when you started hopping around, but it's hard to tell with all the bustling on the docks whether they made you or whether they lost you in the commotion. So it's definitely one of those situations where you could be lost in the commotion, or you could be in a situation where they're just pulled really, really far back.
Yeah, and they see they already know where we are, and they're just watching from a very far distance. Well,
unfortunately, you have some people that stand out in a crowd.
Well,
Just
let's make sure we leave as soon as we can.
I mean, two of you really, really stand out in a crowd.
We got a bug person, we got somebody with no eyes and just fire. It's fine.
Potato,
Perfectly normal.
Patata. Fair enough.
I
I
guess
don't
while
know
we're
what
waiting
you're
on...
talking about. I'm just a little old lady with a papoose.
as we're waiting on Dara. Oh yeah. As we're waiting on Dara, I'll just sort of turn to Sylphie. Did you have to go back to New Gaia since then?
Oh yes, I've been back, I've been forth, I've been front, I've been twirling, and you just go where the wind takes you.
Oh, that's good.
I assume if you're traveling with Shri, you would also understand kind of just going with the flow.
Yes, but sometimes that flow is dangerous. I mean, that's just how Shri is, but...
Magical, you mean?
Let's use that descriptor.
I always do.
Yeah, but she at least served as a source of comfort in the past year. You don't have much family left, do you? Turn to the people you're close to.
All right.
Suppose, yes, I'm glad you both had each other. I suppose I am at a place where I don't mind being alone sometimes. But it is very, very nice to see you all again. I have to say, I enjoy the bustle of being with all of you again.
Surprisingly, not fast do I.
As a side note,
probably-
during Cherie's script, the water is really interesting. It moves and it melts. This is awesome.
Like that subreddit where people like take pictures of things while they're tripping. It's just like it's a picture of like a bowl of water. They're like, look at this. It's that tree right now, just going like.
I imagine
Whoa.
Shree's just like she's like sitting down, but like leaning over the edge, just staring into the water.
Yeah. We're like actually just in like a small. Sorry, go ahead.
Rin's just keeping an eye out, just watching for anyone suspicious or looking like they're looking at us too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Dayra like coming back with her hands like. Well, I don't remember if she has pockets. Never mind. Yeah, pockets. Let's say she has pockets. Her hands are shoved in her pockets as she's walking back, trying to look inconspicuous as she gets in the boat.
All right, we should probably go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she grabs. I assume since it's a gondola, she's got a big stick.
Sure.
Yeah, she uses the big stick to like push off of the deck, and then just like push her way through, like start and get it started moving.
Mm-hmm. So you guys get started. It's pretty easy going, and it's 9:40. So this is a great time for us to have a very light combat, so you guys can try out the combat systems. We've not had a chance to do that yet. So
Excuse me?
Real quick
Thank you,
before
sir.
we do, one thing Cherie
What's up?
would do is go to Sylvie and just hand her a vial of black liquid. Just, if you ever want to see like me. And she gives you one thing of what is called black drops.
Mhm.
Do you mean see like you right now, where like you're looking at the water, like, oh, it's so pretty, or do you mean see like you, like with the no eyes?
No, see like my eyes see, no darkness.
And is this a temporary thing or a permanent thing?
No, not permanent. You need my
Oh.
eyes for it to be permanent. You can do it though.
This is a very kind gift. Thank you very much. I
You guys,
appreciate it. Sorry, go ahead.
Very good. I was going to set the thing. Go ahead. Keep role playing. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
Excellent. So you guys travel about 4 or 5 hours out of Megalith, and you get to, as you're on the waterway, you get to what would be kind of a drawbridge situation. And on the drawbridge, we're going to deal with a classic bandit encounter to try out the combat system for everybody. You're like, these poor bandits. So I
They're about
figured
to
I
have
would...
their hearts eaten out.
They'll have their souls sucked. They're gonna get stabbed with pure chaos. Our friend Dabra's gonna wreck everything. These poor creatures. And Sylphie's probably just a secret, complete, and utter Banff terror.
So as a side note, I was going to ask if you guys are going to be lethal or non-lethal during encounters, but it sounds like this group is very lethal intensive. So it is. We are not pulling punches.
Yeah.
We are here to break the Batman and keep rolling.
I mean, if
they-
they try and hurt us, I'm just going to hurt them back. Just better. I'm just better than them.
It's
If they
fine.
aren't
You're just
supposed
murder
to
hobos
die.
after my own heart.
Exactly. If they aren't supposed to die, the light will save them.
There you go. So as you come across it, and you guys are also being paranoid, so I will just give this to you in this particular encounter because this is, it's everybody's first time running combat except for mine. You will notice along the bank there's people set up along the side, but looks like maybe some bows, maybe one guy with a spitter along the bank area. But there's basically 3 folks along the bridge dressed kind of shabby, all basically doing the classic "you're heading out of town, pay us a toll" scenario. It's far enough away from Megalith that Megalith doesn't care, and because it's an inner waterway, the mainland area this kingdom would move into, which would be heading towards the far east, aren't really patrolling this far out. So it's easy for bandits to set up shop here and want to try to, curtail folks. As your gondola starts heading up toward the area, basically a dude on the bridge is super happy to see possible business and doesn't want to draw the bridge up and basically kind of orders you to stop and pay. And they're like, it's a 10 sapphire toll, which is ridiculous. Like, utterly ridiculous and literal highway robbery. How would you like to respond to said attempted extortion?
You're making a mistake. This mistake will end your life.
Ooh,
Let us through for free, or we will end your life. Period.
I have a friend you can meet. He's very nice. He's not very nice. Also, neither is she.
Like, they're very much this like.
God?
There's very much this like, okay, if you say so, lady mentality is like the people from the bushes kind of like, ready their weapons and stand up out of it. Like, there's way more of us. As you look around, there's 8 of them and 5 of you than there are of you. So, either you're going to pay up or you're going to end up in the bottom of the river. Short stuff.
Oh, you really shouldn't have said that.
Short stuff.
Oh no.
I'm imagining there's not an anchor or anything like that, but she takes her stick and there's like a little loop on the side, and she sticks the stick that she's been kind of steering the boat with down in that hoop thing to like stop the boat from moving. Like, it's gonna move side to side, but it's not gonna like go back and forth. And she like says, okay, short stuff. Yeah, you'll be really short when I cut you off at the kneecaps. And then she pulls out her cutlass and she's gonna take a running, like she's gonna run between them, her friends, to try to jump up onto this bridge. That's her intent.
Sure.
But that sounds like it might be a slow turn.
That would be a slow turn.
Yeah, because we're gonna run.
All right. So I'm going to run through how combat works because we did not have any chance to do any trial combats or anything. This game does not have an initiative system. It has what's called slow turns and fast turns. You players will, declare, I would like to take a fast turn or a slow turn. On a fast turn, you take a move or an attack. On a slow turn, you can move and attack. You don't have to alternate between them if you just want to take straight slow turns the whole time. Darby, I'm pointing this out too because Darby's fighting style kind of revolves around taking slow turns. You can totally do that. If you want to take fast turns and just do fast turns, that stuff, that also totally works. But all the players go, you determine your order every turn amongst yourselves, and then all the bad guys will go, and then for the first, it'll be fast turn good players, fast turn antagonists, slow turn players, slow turn antagonists. If you have a triggered action, that works very similar to reactions, and that can happen at any time during your fast turn if you wanted to do something, or your slow turn if you want to do something, or in response to something somebody else is doing. Like, I feel that our captain will possibly doing another car bomb to get jacked, and other people have other things. Like, I know Jess has some stuff she can do on her triggered action to get by. So the first question is you have basically 4 folks. You have 3 folks on the left bank, 4 folks on the right bank, or 3 folks on the left bank, 3 folks on the left. I can talk clearly. 3 folks on the left bank, 3 folks on the right bank, and 2 folks on the bridge themselves. You guys are all kind of on this gondola. It kind of moves up and taps along the bridge, and now it's been set. So what would people like to do, and would they like to take slow turns or fast turns?
I would like to take a slow turn.
All right.
How far away are?
I'm sorry. No,
Sure.
you're good. I'm going to move. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, the question of range, how this works in the theater of the mind for the game, is that there's basically ranges. There's a short range, which is anything within 5 yards of you, medium range, which is anything within 20, and long range, which is anything within 100 yards. Clearly, you're using ranged attacks to attack things in long and medium range. In short range, you can usually close an attack with a melee weapon. And at some point in time, this might just turn into a kerfuffle, and I'm going to make a ruling that we're going to be using kind of the scrum rules. If people know what the scrum from rugby is, that's when we're all in super tight, close packed together situation, and you kind of hit whoever you're near. We're not far enough to really it's just a kerfuffle at that point in time.
Okay.
But right now, the front of the boat is definitely within short range of the bridge that's down, and the sides, the banks are all within medium range of you guys. So you're all starting off fairly close together. I hope that helps make people determine.
Yeah.
But I believe, Spencer, you want to take a slow turn. We're just going to mark that down as a slow turn, and we're going to go through so everybody can tell me what type of turn they want, and then, I'm clearly going to be declaring what the bad guys are going to be doing, and we'll work out the turn scenarios as they go.
All right. So Amaranthus is just going to sort of like at the hilt of this whip, there's sort of like this small spike.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of just prick their thumb with it and drags their thumb down the whip, and you watch as their thumb down, multiple basically rose thorns start to grow out of the whip, and I'm just activating my the lashing property of my whip.
Sure.
So for 1 minute, the damage for this becomes a d6. I make all of my attack rolls with a boon, and I can use my intellect for my rolls.
Yep.
And so, I'm just gonna move. Can we easily get closer to this? How deep is the water, I guess, is more my question.
It's not super deep. If you want to use your movement to try to take a running jump off the side of the boat, you can totally do that. But let's cover everybody making sure they're assigning a slow or a fast turn real quick, because that's the way the combat order works. So we got you going on a slow turn. Jess, what turn, slow or fast for you?
I was gonna go fast.
All right. So Jess is going fast. Darby?
Slow turn.
All right. Gigi?
Fast turn.
Fast. All right. And I believe Marlowe's walked up the front of the boat before combat starts. Are you going for a fast turn or a slow turn?
So I did the running before the combat started. So then, I'm still
combat's
going to
gonna
need
start
to. Sorry.
I said, you walked up there and exchanged the last of the insults, and then I assume at that point in time, combat's going to start, because they don't think you're anything special. You're a gondola person on a boat, whatever. They're not scared.
Yeah, well, so again, the question is, will I need to move any more to be able to be in range to hit them with my weapon?
If you want to hit them with your melee weapons, you have to kind of leap up onto the bridge, which you could definitely do, so that's going to take you a slow turn to get up onto the bridge and be just right in the middle of them. So I'm going to put down that's probably what you're going to want to do.
Yeah.
All right. So my bank villains are all going to be trying to shoot you with some bows on fast turns because they're already standing up on either side. And then my two guys on the bridge are going to take slow turns because the boat's up there. They can't really see down in it. They're not at the best advantage to do a thing. So my two bridge villains are going to be up there. So on my fast turn, I have Jess and Gigi. Who would like to go first?
I wouldn't mind going first if that's cool.
Yeah, works for me.
Just because you did say that the person that was fighting with Dara was on the bridge, right? And the bridge people you said were at medium range?
The bridge people are at short range. The people on the banks
are they? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just rolled the gondola right up onto the bridge, so it's within 5 yards of these guys.
Oh, dang. Okay, well, I just want to be like, that was very rude, young man, and then flash him by opening up my shells and let my stinging swarm come out, which as an action lets my cloud harass at people, and it makes it harder for him to do anything. It gives him a bane on anything he does, and it gives anyone attacking him boons, so that if Dara wants to go after him, it's just easier.
So you're declaring your action to activate that and targeting bridge. We'll just say bridge guy 1 with that.
Yeah, I think it only does 1% cloud to annoy. It's one person, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I assume you're saving your reaction for other things.
Yeah.
Your triggered action. because you get more stuff with your triggered action as well. That's where all your Vanguard stuff comes from.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought.
So
I was like, I
saying-
think my Vanguard stuff is the triggered stuff, so
It is
I'm gonna
correct.
find it. It's cool.
You are a really good buffer debuffer is what you are playing right now.
That's what I'm here to do. I'm really here to cheer you all on. You're all doing so wonderful. I adore all of you. Good job. Good murders, everyone. Good murders.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
So we have Jess that resolves Jess stuff. So Gigi, what would you like to do on your
So the guys on the bank are medium range. So I'm gonna go ahead and summon a chaotic servitor over there, which is a semi-living chaos beast that is gonna go fuck with them for a while. So it'll probably take the form of, since Sylphie was really nice to her and Charlie's really sweet, it's gonna take the form of a really terrifying, like, holographic beetle. So it's got, like, if a scarab wasn't like the oil slick colors and instead was like this really bright white mother of pearl, it would be like that.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna take one Discord. So I'm gonna do my chaos, or my, my chaos mutation roll. Which I did roll under, so I need to actually see what chaos mutation I just got. If I start looking at mirrors, y'all are gonna see some shit.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But that's it. The chaos mutation has nothing to do with anyone else. But yeah, okay. And then because I took a Discord, do I need to roll that D6?
No, that's only when you push. You have to push that to get that extra.
That's only
D6.
when I push.
You're not rolling for extra Discord or extra damage unless you're pushing.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not. And he lasts for a minute. So, and that is my turn then.
Sure. What you summon your? I assume you control it on. You're wanting to control it on a fast action, and you're just summoning it next to somebody because you're in charge of your little chaos beastie. I'm not gonna. We covered that.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume he just has like a D6 of damage. He doesn't have stats from what I could see.
There,
like, I couldn't
the stats
find
for
any.
Chaos Beast are in
Where
the
is
Keeper's
it?
Guide.
That's
They're
probably
in the second
why I
book.
couldn't.
So I'll let you have a minute to do that, and we'll kind of deal some arrows flying out at people. Surprise, surprise! Our hired Goombas, or our bandit Goombas, are going to shoot the person that's been back and forth and blundering. By the way, the left side or the right side of the bank has the Chaos Beast on it?
We'll go with the left side.
Okay. They're going to be utterly terrified, and some of them are trying to try to shoot at you because they're terrified of the giant Chaos Beast that they had no idea was going to happen to their face.
They're adorable little. You mean the most adorable beetle we've ever seen? Okay, second most adorable. Charlie's pretty cute.
Yep. So they're going to try to take a shot there. With their really big, bad, super scary. Oh, wow. All right. I'm surprised by that. So, first arrow flies forward and hits our captain, dear captain, for 5 whole damage.
That's a good amount of damage, but it doesn't matter to me. I got lots of that. I can take it.
Our second arrow will whiff by the captain, doing nothing, because, that's what happens when you have a really high defense. Our third arrow shooter is going to take a shot at the person that's like, bugs! Ah, bugs! What is the lovable defense on our lovely old lady?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Their defense is my defense, isn't it? That makes perfect sense.
No, they're not shooting at the bugs. They're shooting at you because you threw the bugs out.
Oh, they're shooting at me! Oh, that's cool. That's cool. No. I like that way better than them shooting at my bugs. That's cool.
Yeah, the bugs have to be dispelled by me having the ability to make them make an agility check, and I don't have anybody that makes anybody make an agility check. So the bugs are effectively immortal.
Yeah, perfect. My defense is 11.
I rolled a 14, so that will hit you
Ouch.
for 4 whole points of damage.
Not 4 whole points of damage.
Mm-hmm. And the last of our arrow folks are going to be like, ah, as they whiff, and that's a 1. So whiff, whiff, and whiff for the other 3 arrowers. Twang, 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 as their bows run dry on the situation. And now we have our slow action. So I've got Spencer, Darby, and our captain, dear captain. Which one of you all would like to go first?
I think I already took my slow turn because that was me activating the.
So you wish to activate, but you still have a movement if you wish to take it. Like you can hop off the boat and head over.
You said there's 3 people up on the bridge?
2 on the bridge, 3 on either bank, for a total of 8.
Okay, got it. And our dear captain is in the process of running to beat the shit out of the 2 people on the bridge, if I recall that correctly.
Your dear captain says she's probably about to Hulk jump onto the bridge and own some people, as the captain is wont to do.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go onto the right bank then.
Sure. Sounds good. So you've activated your whip and you moved on the right bank. Even with the water, you managed to clear the distance to engage them into short range. So next turn, when we get to the next initiative, you can easily hit somebody with a fast action if you would like.
Okay, cool.
That resolves yours. Darby or Marlo, who would like to go now?
I'm okay going last.
Okay.
If you want to go.
So Captain, dear Captain, I have a feeling you're going to leap up onto the bridge and then hit somebody with your sword.
Yeah, you see Dayra and her like stoutness just like do this sort of like squat. It looks almost half like it's gonna be a squat, but then before she gets to the bottom of the squat, she like you see her legs just like they like. Hold on, let me see this. She like she does this squat. She like bends down. Her legs like almost pulse as she like pushes herself up. The front of the boat dips just a bit as she does this because it's like in the water, and she leaps up onto the top. And then because she's facing away from the rest of the crew, she slams back some what's in a blackened in a vial, and tosses it off like so it'll flow downstream. And then does that count as my action?
No, that is that one is your triggered action. Getting juiced is a triggered action.
Oh, perfect. And then
mechanically made
she like
very good.
And she's got like her shield and her cutlass on her hands, and she just and then like comes at the first one swinging down.
Sure. Your big bad number is 12 to hit, by the way. You gotta roll a 12 on your lots and lots of boon having self, because I think you roll with 3 boons right now.
Yep. I've already done it, but let's just see how far we. Oh, I got a 6 on that one, so that's 19. I haven't even added. So then I add my strength. Is that what it is to it?
Yep.
Oh.
The bonus to strength you have, which I believe is 3 or 4. Exactly.
So 22?
That definitely hits over that 12.
Yeah.
So then you roll damage.
Yes. Okay. So let me look at this. We're gonna get there. This is the cutlass. So it's 1d6 plus a boon.
It's 1d6 plus 2 because you made it deadly. 2. Yeah, and then it's going to be an additional d6 because you're juiced, I believe.
Okay. So
it'll be 2d6 plus 2 damage.
2d6 plus 2 damage. So 7, 9.
9. So you cut into him, and she basically slices the dude clean in half, and he crumples to the ground as his entrails now are all over the ground.
Nice.
The very interesting our next set of other guy at the bridge is like and this it sounded like you attacked the one that was not covered in bugs from everything that just happened because you would have gotten yet another boon. So the bug guy is still like, these fucking bugs. Now there's a crazy person in front of me. Goes to take a swing at you. This is probably not going to go well for him.
See, this is what happens when you attack us.
Hit you. Oh, I'm sorry, Darby. You get to go too. I totally almost skipped your turn. Go, go, go! Before he tries to take a swing.
No problem. I would like to skydance and use my swift action. So if I take a, is that how that works? So then, if I take a slow action, I can take a normal action to move twice my speed.
Correct.
So I'd like to, badoing up into the air, a little bit, no further than 30 yards, because I think that's the furthest I can fall without taking damage.
I believe it's 60 when you're skydancing because it doubles when you from your base ability.
Cool. So sick. I'm just up in the air. And I would love to use the Marauder ability, exploit weakness, along with my Thorn Spitter.
Sure.
And use a charge to use the Heart Seeker. Is that correct?
Yep.
Is that a correct turn order? Okay.
That is the correct turn order.
Okay, and so I
Who are you shooting
plus my... who looks not injured at all? I just want to obliterate someone.
The 3 people on the right bank. The ones that shot arrows on the right bank that Amy is moving towards are the ones that are not injured. So you can shoot at one of them if you would like.
Did one of them shoot at Shree, actually? Because that would make this decision a lot easier.
No, all the ones on the left bank shot at Shree because that's the one she dropped a Chaos Monster on, and they're all terrified.
Gotcha. I'll shoot the one in front of Dyra, actually. That's okay.
Oh, okay. So the only other one up on the front of the bridge. So get an additional boon because he's covered in insects.
Does that wipe out my my deficit
Bane
from exploit weakness?
It does. It does wipe out your Bane for exploit weakness.
So it's just it's plus
Roll
the
d20 plus your 5 plus your ability.
Okay, that was a 16.
So 21. You totally hit him.
21.
Roll all your damage dice and describe what happens to this poor fool because you are going to kill him. It's probably mechanically super improbable. You're rolling 7d6 right now. So, or no, sorry, 8d6 right now. So he is probably splattered across the pavement. I do enjoy Gigi's look when we mentioned damage.
Like a watermelon at a Gallagher show.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the magic of technology.
I thought I was terrifying, and I am now terrified.
That is 32 points of damage.
Ow.
Yeah, his heart explodes.
Ouchies.
Please describe what happened.
Fly, my pretty fly! Just to the little wasp that is inside my living weapon, and just go, that one! That one made me angry!
So this wasp shoots out, it heads forward, hits him square in the center of mass, and the back of his back just ceases to exist. He slumps down and falls over.
See, this is what happens when you fight us and we told you not to fight us. Your friend just died. Who's next? Just, and, just...
Fair enough. All right. So that gets us to the next turn because I have no bad guys on a slow action because they're all dead.
Yay.
So who would like to take a fast turn?
Myself and my Chaos Servitor.
Ooh, yes, please.
So we have GG and her Chaos Servitor. Anybody who else would like to take a fast turn?
Me, because I have not taken a fast turn yet.
There you go, Spencer. Darby, were you saying you want to take a fast turn? All
Yeah,
right,
because
fast
it's just an
turn.
action without movement, right?
Correct. You're like, I'm just gonna float down and shoot at people. Is that your plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like
He looks so cheerful about it too. I love it.
she's just like ribbons floating, just like twirling a little bit as she like spins
Hey.
gently to shoot at people.
Just so we're clear, I never knew ribbon dancing could be so metal, but I am here for it.
Yep.
Seriously,
like
the
to take a fast
prettiest
action?
murder ever.
Yep. Jess, you taking a fast or a slow?
Yeah, I'm gonna take fast too.
Okay.
I think.
All right. And our captain, dear captain.
Am I in like shanking range of this other
You're
fellow
gonna have to move
on
and
the-
keep your shanking going, because
Okay, so
anything
I will-
near
I
you
will
has
take
been
this slow.
obliterated from the face of this world.
Yeah, I'll take slow then.
All right. So my people on the left side of the bank with the chaos monsters are all going to take slow actions. The people on the right side are all going to take fast actions. So who would like to go first in our team of? I don't want to say heroes, so I'm going to say adventurers.
That's a nice
Is
word
everyone
for us.
okay if my chaos servitor goes first?
Oh, please.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't care about the rest of the order. Sure, you'll go whenever, but I want my chaos servitor to do something really fucking cool right now.
Go for it.
Awesome. What would you like your chaos server to do that's really fucking cool?
My chaos servitor is going to use a special attack and do a chaos burst, which he makes an attack against each target in range with his rend with 2 banes. So how many targets are next? Or am I in the middle of?
You can definitely hit. If you dropped it right in the center of them, you could definitely hit 2 to 3 people, depending on if it's a cone or not. I don't remember. The Rens are single attacks, right?
It's melee or short range. So anything within short range, I can hit.
Yeah. So yeah, you could hit 2 separate people if you want. You can kick that off however you would like.
Yeah, that's how this one works. So, okay, so the first one with... Okay, and when you roll multiple banes, just to verify, I take the higher number and subtract it, correct? I don't take both.
Correct.
Okay.
Take the highest number in a bane.
Okay, so this rolls as... Okay, first one's definitely gonna miss unless an 8 hits.
It does not.
Okay, and then the second attack... 18 minus 14.
That will hit. 12 is your target
Okay.
number.
And then sweet. And then rend is, I assume, a d6. It doesn't specifically say.
Yeah, but if it doesn't list any damage there, I'm definitely going to make it at least a d6. We can look it up and get all the stat block for that for the next game for sure.
Yeah, sorry about that. So that's 6 damage. That was
Alright.
less cool than him hitting everything, but it was worth it. Thank you, guys.
Yep. The person lets out a scream as the chaos creature hits it, and that person is very panicked because they've never seen big bad beetle forks.
Little pincers are just like smacking at his legs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Who's the next one that wants to go on the fast action?
I just wanted to move my bugs.
Sure. Move your bugs. Who are the bugs attacking now? Who are the bugs all up on?
I just want to move them over to someone else's next obvious target. So if that's who Rin is going for, I feel like it's Rin is.
I feel Spencer
very-
is probably the most obvious next target.
Is
I
it?
feel
Okay, then I'll.
Our Andy has moved to melee range and has his whip out and is ready to start striking people. So
Then that, yeah. So
Rin
then I
has-
move the.
there you go. So when you're closest to is suddenly attacked by a swarm of bugs. I got GG Spencer Darby who wants to go next.
I shall. I'm just
Sweet.
gonna
Well, there's
crack
really
my...
covered in bugs.
Yeah. I'm gonna crack my whip at the one that's covered in bugs. Why not?
Get it. You roll with an extra boon.
Aw, snap. Oh boy. I think I actually just miss. That will be... Let me look at my stats.
Remember to add
Yeah,
your
I
intelligence.
missed by... Yeah, I missed by 1. That's an 11.
Ah. It snaps by.
Rip.
No good. Rip.
Cool.
All right. Next, I got Gigi or Darby.
I can go. If,
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
Sounds good. What qualifies as a round? Would I be able to do the thing again?
I mean, you could shoot again. It's going to cost you another charge. We're now in technically the second round of combat.
Yeah. Okay. So
you can shoot another
exploit
Heartseeker, but yes, you can definitely exploit weakness again.
okay. Is there someone covered in bugs that would give you a boon to attack with?
There is. Spencer is standing right near them. He did not hit them, so they're there. He could be struck upon. Someone could hurt your friend.
I know, it's truly terrible. Like I have given them an opportunity to run, so I would like to exploit weakness. Exploit weakness. Heart seeker them again.
We'll go for it again. All right.
Bada boom, bada bing. That is a 15.
That will hit.
How? Can't wait to see this guy's
Bye-bye.
chest explode in front of me.
Yep.
Bye bye. Oh, that's not boding well for him already. Actually, it might be okay. Never mind. There's so many dice. Oh shit.
You know it's good when a player says "oh shit" when they're rolling damage.
Oh gads. Okay. Plus 2. 8. 12. That's another 32 points of damage.
Ow!
Yeah, the center of mass just kind of disappears as Spencer watches a hole open up that he can now see into the forest through.
I made you a window.
Yeah.
Alright. I assume I'm covered in viscera, but it's fine.
Not really.
I mean, it went out the back.
There's a tiny hole in the front, and the middle just kind of disappears, and the bugs are still around him. So not really. We'll say the bugs are just hanging out.
Okay, cool.
All right. Gigi, it's up. It's down to you.
I'm just maintaining the high.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that's it. So
Maintain
just
that
to make
high.
sure that I'm not gonna
push
go
it at all,
down
or
here
just
for a
maintain
little
it?
bit. I don't think Shri doesn't think this fight is gonna last long enough to be worth pushing it.
Yeah, not really. All right. My 3 on the right side of the bank, well, I guess my 2 on the right side of the bank are perturbed, but they aim their bows upon our good friend Spencer, our good friend Anne here, and open up on them because they are the closest target. And a 2 definitely doesn't hit you.
Nope.
And neither will a 4.
Yay!
So, whiff and whiff. And now you're on to our slow action for our captain, dear captain.
So there's one left on the bridge. Was there 3 up there?
There's nobody left on the bridge. You bisected one, and she shot the other one in the chest, and his center of mass evaporated.
Oh.
Huzzah!
Okay, I thought there was 3 up there. So I'm going to book it over to the side where Amaranthus is, and because I see this huge there's a chaos thing over there, big old chaos bug. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go over this side, and come over there and try to swing on the next one with a loud rah.
Sure, go for it.
So let's see what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Can I
get-
use my triggered action here?
You can.
Okay, because I have an ability called Vital Advice.
You do.
That means when someone, I can either impose a boon or offer a, vice versa. I can either offer a boon or impose a bane. And I also, if I grant you this boon and you hit, you can also do an extra d6 damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
So I don't know what my advice is.
Go for the head.
I guess maybe
That's always the advice.
when you're, yeah. I was just gonna say maybe when you're like climbing up, I'm like, oh, that one rock is loose. Don't step on that one.
Yeah, so I got a 17 to hit.
You totally hit. Roll your 3d6 plus 2 damage.
So 14 damage.
Oh yeah, you're like, well, you didn't need that collarbone or anything between that and your pelvis, so I'll just cut you clean in half. Yeah, our other archers are on the left side of the bank are trying to run. The two of them are just trying to run as far as they can, as fast as they can. I am happy to go into narration if you guys want to, so we don't have to keep doing things, or we can keep rolling dice. It's up to you guys. This is very much a trial combat, so you guys can see how it looked. And we have very clear and decisive winners.
Because there's one guy left on the right side, right?
There is one guy left on the right side and two guys left on the left side. Correct. If you would like to do something cool and explain how you slaughter that last guy, I'm totally fine with going to narration.
Absolutely. So, very a la Isaac from the Castlevania series. Amaranthus will just sort of take their whip, and you watch as the whip wraps itself around the last guy's throat, and then basically they just pull the whip back and it tears this guy's throat out, basically.
Cool. I'm going to guess the Chaos Beast eats the last two people on the left side of the bank.
He does, and then he clicks happily.
Sounds good. I assume we toss these bandits. We get a couple random weapons. If you guys want random melee or light or martial weapons with like no real properties on them, you have them. They are easy bandits. You want a shield, you want something cheap and easy, add it to your equipment list. Just no cool traits or anything.
I want any money they had on their persons.
That is correct.
Between all of them, you guys managed to actually get like 22 sapphires. Clearly, some people have paid this ridiculous toll at some point in time and have been liberated from their money.
Huzzah!
Well, now we've liberated it back from them, so...
Exactly.
And we can split 22 very evenly between 5 people.
Yeah, well, you guys figure out how you want to do
20.
Yeah.
Very easily between 5 people, and perhaps someone keeps 2 sapphire for themselves.
Yeah. But you guys can figure out that we are a little bit over our time. So at that point in time, I'm going to go ahead and declare that you guys get further, finish out the day, take a rest. So mark those damage off if you use charges, such as Darby did. So when Darby's character goes to take a rest, Bryn takes 2 damage. We're filling the charges on that amazingly good Heartseeker power, as we all see.
And then while we take a rest,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna need Shree's just gonna wander off, and this is something Ame's seen before, so they would know not to follow. She's gonna try and bleed Discord. So anything in short range of her is gonna take a lot. We'll take a total of 5 damage and 5 Discord, and she discards half of her Discord.
Yep. Over there
So
shutting
when she
Discord
comes-
and messing with the environment.
Yes.
Okay.
When she comes back, she makes everyone a lot less uncomfortable. She looks calmer, and everyone else feels a little calmer about her.
But I think
And
that's
then-
good for our stream. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Smokey.
I just have one last like mechanics thing. When we rest, we heal damage equal to our healing rate, right?
Correct. Mhm.
Okay, cool. Then I am all clear of damage then.
I will declare that, by the way, the healing rate will kick in first before the damage for your charge recharge happens. So it'll go healing rate first, then recharge.
Okay,
Sick.
cool.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have 2 damage.
We're definitely doing it that way. And if we don't have anything else, I believe we're going to wrap it for the evening, and we'll see you all next week.
Yeah.
Hope everybody had fun.
Yeah.
Mhm. As we dance the night away. Oh, we have outro plugs, apparently. Am I plugging?
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
that's
supposed to-
It's
Clearly
fine.
showing my first time at the dance. So, people, I believe we were plugging ourselves on the outro. Is my understanding. People can tell you where to find. You can tell yourselves where to find folks and what you're up to. I don't have anything, so I will let. Yeah, I am very new to Twitter, so you can find me at the Twitter handle PaulMarchand6 right there on the screen. And I'm interested in getting involved in more stuff at this point in time, so people feel free to ping me. And I will hand the phone over, and we'll go clockwise, starting with Jess, because she volunteered for that first spot, so that's going to stick forever now.
I don't think I volunteered for this spot. I'm pretty sure I was placed in this spot, but cool. Hi, I'm Jess. It's nice to meet you all. You can find me at go_. Look, I think there's a nice little. There you go. Just go here in like all the places. You can find me at go_JG on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, not YouTube because they wouldn't let me have it. So. But yeah, I'm a generally silly, queer, chaotic content creator doing all sorts of fun and nerdy stuff. If you like cozy, comfy video games, sometimes pews in space and other such things, I'm over on my Twitch channel several days a week. I love writing and playing in TTRPGs. I'm organizing several things for Pride right now, because in case me saying queer earlier didn't get it to you, hi, I'm queer. We're doing lots of fun stuff for Pride. We're raising funds for Rainbow Railroad, and I'm actually holding an entire tabletop games day, emphasis on the gay, event. So if that's something you'd like to participate in, the applications are open, and we're gonna be fundraising and having fun all heckin' day. So yeah, join us for that, and thank you so much for this awesome game. I'm excited to play more with y'all. I really like this team's dynamics.
I guess that means it's me, because that's how clockwise works, right? Yes. Hello.
Yes.
I know how directions and time works. Hello, I'm Darby. You can see my Twitter right down, it's on this end, down here, as @DarbyPack. That is my real human name, but I'm really just a possum in a skin suit. When I'm not here, you can find me on the Critical Misses channel on Twitch. There on Mondays, and this tomorrow for the I can say words. I've done outros a bajillion times. Mondays, I'm in Kingsguard, a Roll20 spotlight show of D&D 5th edition, where I play Arabella Chestnut, an Air Genasi Blade Singer wizard. So another air-based dancy person. Maybe I have a type in TTRPGs. And then Wednesday for Under a Pale Cold Sun, where we're playing Vampires the Masquerade 5th edition. And tomorrow is our finale, which is crazy. That was the first stream game I was ever in. So you can catch me there. You can also find me as the co-host of Chaotic Creations, a podcast where we take weird prompts to make weird TTRPG characters. We are about to come off of our couple-month hiatus, but if you want to listen to the episodes that we've released, you can listen to them anywhere you can find podcasts. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. And you can find us on our own Twitch channel, Chaotic Pod, where we do video games and other stuff. So, yeah, pass it to the next person clockwise. One Direction.
Pretty sure that's supposed to be me. Whenever the screens change,
Yeah.
I forget where I'm originally at. I'm OMGG on Twitter. That is OH with a 0, MGG. You can find me absolutely nowhere but here. And then if you really want to watch a proper home game with way too many dick jokes, my friend on Twitch TV, Dread the DM, hosts a Sunday night campaign starting at 6 p.m. that I am also in. It is Dragon of Ice Spire Peak 5e. I play a very grumpy druid with a very bad British accent, so you can always come watch that. And otherwise, yeah, I would say I'm available, but I'm probably not, and reach out to me anyways. I'm that weird TTRPG streamer on the West Coast. If you got West Coast time zone stuff, I'm here for you.
Is it me now? I think it's normally me now.
It is you.
I am Marlo. You can find me on Twitter at Marlo Bogwitch. That Bogwitch has 2 G's in it. I do several different things. So every other Saturday, I'm over on Featherfall Tabletop Gaming, playing a 5e homebrew called The Gateway Wars. It's real wacky. I play a bard over there who is a homebrew College of Nightmares. So she works off of fear rather than inspiration and stuff like that. So it's really dope. It's kind of like an old dirge singer, if you're familiar. And then I also have a podcast I edit for and play on called Sins of the Father. You can find it on most places you listen to podcasts. On there, I also play a bard. That was just, I don't know why, there's 2 bards. Those are just 2 things that have lasted a while that I just was scouring through things. Anyway, we're kids. We're fighting for our lives. We're looking for our dads. And they didn't just go out for a pack of smokes. They're gone to do something, and we gotta figure out what it is. And yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Check it out if you're interested in that sort of thing. It is 5th edition as well. And I think that's all I'm doing. I usually have more, but I don't right now. That's good. Thanks.
I guess that leaves me last. Hello. You can follow. Wait, there we go. You can follow me here on Twitter. This is the only thing I'm doing streaming wise. But it's good to be back in streaming tabletop RPGs again with some really cool folks. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah.
There you go.
Join us for a tale of betrayal and secrets in a world without gods, metal, and mercy. Welcome to ASUNDER.